1.
Let's go!
This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it.
AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our humble abode, the Thunderdome. On this, the NBA has their draft tonight, Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. This sports program starts now.
Sports!
Are happening as a draft tonight. Dreams are going to be made as this evening is announced that they have made it into the Professional Basketball League. Now, some of these people that will be drafted in the NBA, we won't see for years or maybe ever. This is certainly a different draft than the NFL or any of the other drafts that take place. But tonight, we might witness the dawning of a new day for the NBA, and the name is Wembanyama.
Hell yeah.
We were saying 7'4" yesterday. That's wrong. He's 7'5".
Oh, okay.
We were shorting him an inch. Who's going to number 2? Well, Brandon Miller, the
Alabama.
shooter, basketball shooter.
Yeah, basketball shooter.
Basketball shooter out of Alabama. They're
before
saying
every
that people are liking him more than Scoot because he's a proven shooter already. Scoot's going to have to work on that thing. He's allegedly going to go number 2. Then Scoot. There's potentially some big names that are going to be traded. You hear a lot of players opting out of player option deals before this particular draft. There's a lot going on in the NBA, and hopefully Charania will tell us all about it in about 17 minutes.
Okay, Shami.
Shams is back on today. Can't wait to chat with him to hear what he's hearing because he is plugged.
Yeah.
And he is in. In draft day, there's a lot of contractual news that takes place. There's trading that takes place. And obviously, there's drafting taking place. This is the NBA's big day. It's the insider Super Bowl for the NBA. Shams Charania is on today. We can't wait to talk to him.
Here you go, Shams.
What a big perk in the third hour, obviously. NBA legend and ESPN star. Racist.
Little bit.
Noted.
We've talked to him about it numerous times. Every time we have talked to him, we have told him, we understand
we don't
you view
forget.
this entire thing. We understand what you got going on. Has given us great conversations. Excited to hear his thoughts on these prospects coming into the men's league. You know, because I understand everybody can be very good at different levels, and then whenever you get to the men's league, things change. You got money in your pocket. You got distractions. You got OnlyFans. You got the city of Dallas.
Bingo.
You know, the Pelicans kind of going through that. That whole thing right now. They're not the only ones. There's a lot of distractions out there. There's a little bit more free time. There's a lot more responsibility. And also, the level of competition is not just great, it's great from your year and the past 10 years. And if LeBron's still playing, the past 25 years of all the greats. Some people don't pan out. Why will these guys pan out in the men's league? Perk, you know?
Yeah,
of course.
Tell us about 2:05, and then 1 o'clock hour, we got Kirk Herbstreit joining us.
Hell yeah.
Kirk Herbstreit, obviously, with college football around the corner, and NFL football, which is
77 days away.
hell yeah.
Exactly 11 weeks.
Hell yeah.
Come on.
Come on, we can do that.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, 11 times 5.
55.
11 times 6.
66.
11 times 7.
77.
That's how many days we have until the NFL kicks off, and I cannot wait for it. Herbie's got a voice in the NFL. He's got a voice in college. And also, baseball, he is the fan of the Reds right now, going to bat on the internet, talking about these reporters fucking pipe down about what's going on with our Cincinnati Redlegs. Can't wait to chat with him. Also, your phone calls on the 5-Hour Energy phone line, 1-833-432-3663. 1-833-4-DOME. Damn, I almost forget that one every single time.
It's tough.
432-3663. We actually selected that number to be our number, and the numbering itself, not the easiest, especially, you know, back in the day, T9. We would have done 366. I mean, that would have been very, very quick. But now that you got to, I have to look at the phone while I'm saying that number in my head. 1-833-432-3663. You can join us. We can't wait to chat with you. The Toxic Table is here at Ty Schmidt, wearing all gray. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, no problem, man. Next to him, the man who has a brand new helmet as of yesterday. The mullet rocking. Boston Connor, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. You know what? You mentioned it. Thank you this morning for your help with the hair. I'm still trying to figure out and learn the ways, and this wasn't the first time you've told me what to do, but you really kind of showed me the way this morning, so I appreciate that. Blow dryer.
Yes. You're going to have to use a blow dryer on that thing.
Spray of some sorts. I
Listen,
forget what it's called.
There is different brands, obviously, of hair product and style.
Of course.
There is different hairs that people have.
Sure.
Our hairs are similar.
Yep.
Yeah, we have very similar hair.
Irish.
And if you, I assume that is a part of it. But if you want that son bitch to sit up with the way our hair is,
Yeah.
you're going to have to add a little bit of warmed hair in that thing.
That's right.
And, you don't want to do that.
No, not at all.
When I got to the stage of life where I almost, started traveling with like a blow dry, I was like, what am I doing? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Can't do this.
But then it's like literally 3 minutes of your time. And it's like, all right, that was easy. Because normally our hair takes a long time to dry.
Yep.
And when it does, it is terrible. You're looking amazing, though.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I feel like I do have a good lay of the land. And you mentioned the products. I bought 2 hair products. Turns out I bought the wrong ones, unfortunately. But now we're learning from it. That was yesterday. Today we're a little better. I'll bring in hopefully my hair dryer tomorrow. We'll see if I remember. I will, I promise. But I already ordered some of the spray stuff. Got some dry shampoo, dry hair spray. I'm going to figure it out, yeah.
Hey, heavy is the head, literally, in this particular.
True.
Okay, a lot of responsibility on that thing. That could be a state fair winning mullet.
Yeah, that's what I'm going for, too. I'm building towards something. I remember last year who won the mullet championship in Indiana. Don't remember her name, but it was a fantastic mullet. Maybe I add a little color to it. I have a lot of options to do now. I could add a braid in the back. Who knows what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, you're going to have to dress it up, dress it down.
Exactly.
Take it all around. I think you're well on your way, though. That photo that Bill took of it yesterday that you posted, pretty majestic-looking fucking thing.
Yeah, it looked great. Bill did capture going. Today it looks better, though.
How many years?
How many years have we grown
It's
the
like
hair?
2 years of growing, isn't it?
Yeah, I want to say like 22 months. Like we're about to be on the anniversary of the initial haircut.
Wow.
So it's been a long journey. Glad to be here.
Yeah, we're proud of you, buddy.
Yeah.
We are very proud of you. One half of the Hammer, Dahn. Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. Proud of you, too. We still winning bets on Hammer, Dahn?
Yes. It was very hot the last few days. Yeah, yesterday was a CSC. But,
Okay.
does any of that matter when Tom Barrasso's going to the NHL Hall of Fame?
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, those who did not see this news, which is, I would assume, every human watching and listening to this show right now, Tommy Barrasso is going into the Hockey Hall of Fame. He's noted, famous, Paisano goalie for the Pittsburgh Penguins back in the day when we used to rule the roost. Whenever we used to take the Detroit Red Wings right out back, and everybody would grab a stick and beat them right in the back of the neck like Tyreek Hill allegedly did to that marina worker.
But congrats to this guy, but there's a reason no one's ever heard of him. Come on now.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Foxy. Easy.
Did anyone in the studio, aside from Pat, Diggs, and Nick, know who this guy was?
Tommy Barrasso.
He's no Dominic Hasek, Chris Osgood. I could go down the
Hall of
list.
Fameism, pal.
Right?
He starred in a feature film, okay? The igloo was going to be blown up, and he saved it.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's Tommy Barrasso.
What film was that?
It was with
Face
I'm not going to
Sudden death. You piece of shit, Fox.
Gotcha.
I don't
Foxy.
even like Tom Barrasso. Now I have to defend him because you're such a prick.
See, look at that. You guys don't even like him. Your own guy
no.
Why
don't
don't we
even
like?
like
I
him.
would like to know why we don't like.
He's a massive asshole.
That's
He's not.
what it takes
He is
sometimes.
not a nice dude.
That's what it takes sometimes to be a good goalie.
So is Jordan. That's what they say
sue
about
him.
him.
Yeah.
Sue him. You say that I'm an asshole. Well, I say you never won anything. You know what I mean?
Quote
That's a Tommy Barrasso.
Yes.
You would.
From his mouth, he said that.
I didn't know that. Maybe that's why Tommy Barrasso isn't known then. Tommy Barrasso was a guy who used to stand on his head on the ice.
Yeah.
Every single
Oh,
night.
don't get me wrong. Great goalie. Won 2 cups. One of the greatest American-born goaltenders of all time. Just not a nice guy.
Not known as a nice guy, huh?
Not a nice guy to the puck, maybe. But every time I've run into him, he's been a great guy.
Adam Pac-Man Jones is here, absolute legend. We appreciate you, Pac, driving over every single day for the last few months. You've been a great addition to the program, Pac.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Been fun too, man. I'm enjoying it.
You've been good energy. And let me, the thing that I think has been so cool about you, yesterday Ulysses was here, so that's awesome.
Weapon.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody needs to be welcomed into the Thunderdome. Ulysses, though, certainly deserves a seat at the table.
Absolutely.
Sure.
He was fantastic, but the humans that you know and the way everybody views you has been a really cool thing to watch as somebody that's known you for a very long time. You're very well respected by a lot of motherfuckers, Pac. Hey, job well done by you.
Hell yeah.
Boy,
Thank you.
Job well done by you. And I think we're going to have a conversation about that particular subject here in a little bit. But joining us now, 10 minutes early, Emmanuel has some breaking news. The insider for the Stadium, The Athletic, and FanDuel TV. Tonight, he'll be doing an NBA draft watch-along with the Stadium. Ladies and gentlemen, Charania.
Hey, Shabby!
Shams, we can't wait to watch you tonight during the NBA draft. You're coming on early. That means something's popping off. What's going on, Shams?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Pat, I think the big discussion, we know Victor Wembanyama is going 1, but the big decision is Charlotte at number 2. What are they going to do with that number 2 pick? They've been torn, Pat. They brought in Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller back to Charlotte on Monday for Michael Jordan. He met with them. They had another one of the incoming owners, Rick Schnall. He was also there. So they met with Scoot Henderson and Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller was great in the workout. But from what I'm hearing, from what I'm told, what sources are telling me right now, Scoot Henderson is gaining serious momentum at number 2 to go number 2 to the Hornets tonight in the draft. And it's really been 50-50 in all these days, as close of a selection as you're going to get, a close enough race as you're going to get. And the Hornets do have meetings coming up in the next several hours where I think they're going to settle in on a decision potentially, or this could go right up until the clock tonight, shortly after 8 p.m. But as of right now, the guy that's gained momentum over the last 24 hours, and he's a guy that the Hornets view as a tone setter, a culture shifter. You think about that lineup, that organization, they need someone with a high level of professionalism, someone that is really devoted. And everything you hear about Scoot Henderson, what do you guys say? He's a dog.
Dog! Yeah, he's played in the G League 2 years. That's NBA basketball against like NBA type talent. I just assume naturally that a team would want a guy that we know if he's going to be able to transition or not. Now, Brandon Miller, obviously, incredible shooter of a basketball. Yeah. Right. And they were saying that was the advantage over Scoot, although he could potentially develop that in his game. A lot of people were able to do that over the years. So right now you're saying Scoot is the leading candidate for the number 2 overall, but that might change before draft time because they're conflicted. That was not what the books were just saying literally 5 minutes ago. Brandon Miller was the guy going number 2 in the sportsbook eyes just moments ago before what you said there. This is going to have a little bit of a rippling effect through sports. And I saw Tone literally as you were talking, pulled his phone out. Connor over here, as you were talking, pulled his phone out.
Got it.
This is Shams Baum here at 12:13 Eastern Standard Time, day of the NBA Draft 2023. Shams, you're the fucking man.
Let's go, Shams.
These things are always subject to change. But I mean, listen, people that I trust here in the last 24 hours, they've literally, the Hornets have been torn. This is a big decision for this franchise. But I think when you look at Scoot Henderson, the one thing that I hear when he walks into a gym, when he walks into a workout, you can tell the aura changes. He's just this ultra competitive, ultra focused player. There's no gimmicks, no games with him. He's all about the business. And I think when you look at this Hornets organization, this is a young team that they have here. LaMelo Ball, Miles Bridges, who's going to be back, PJ Washington. Miles Bridges could be back as a free agent. PJ Washington could be back as a free agent. They've got Terry Rozier, their vet. I think Gordon Hayward, he's a vet. But they need, for a young player to be coming in established, Scoot Henderson has all the traits potentially there. And I think they view him and LaMelo Ball actually as a dynamic pair.
Not from here, absolute dog. Whenever we talk about this Charlotte Hornets making this pick, that was not being discussed like a week ago by you and everybody else because there was a potential trade of either Zion was the first announcement that you came on the show. You were like, maybe Brandon Ingram if they're looking to get Scoot in there. So that trade obviously not taking place. Is there going to be trades today for big name players, you think, to maybe move up to number 3 now that Brandon Miller is potentially going to be available?
I don't know if we're going to see that type of a trade because it's going to take a lot to get a top 2 or 3 pick in this year's draft. And so I think, listen, Portland is the one team because of Damian Lillard, because of the factor they know that they have to improve this team. They know that number 3 pick has to be for sale, has to be in discussions. So listen, if Scoot does indeed go number 2, at that point at number 3, you're looking at Brandon Miller. Another guy to keep an eye on, guys, Amen Thompson, one of the Thompson twins, played for OTE. He had a very strong workout, from what I'm told, in Portland. And I'm not saying that they will go with him over Brandon Miller if he's there at 3, but I know Amen Thompson, he made an impression on them. And if there can be a wrench in this whole draft and a team that just picks a guy out of nowhere, Amen Thompson could be that type of a player in this draft because he's had some good workouts. But I think overall, I think Portland's going to listen, but without Scoot being on the board at 3, if Scoot indeed goes 2, I mean, New Orleans conversations to move up have to be with Charlotte. And from what I'm told, I don't think they're in a position right now where Zion will be the fit. I think they would look at Ingram, but they are in the last 24 hours really locking in on Scoot.
Okay, that's big news. And on one of the sports books, FanDuel, the number 2 overall pick to bet on has been locked.
Wow.
We do not know about DraftKings, Caesars, MGM, PointsBet.
What?
Bet 365.
Rivers Bet or any of the other ones. But we do know it has been locked up on the sports book that this man is one of the NBA insiders for, who just broke the Scoot Henderson leaning heavily at the number 2 overall pick news. Let's talk about another team that has been in the news, especially overnight. Go ahead, Connor.
Yeah, Shams, obviously yesterday the Brogdon trade with Porzingis kind of falls apart because of injury, I guess, and now he's untradeable is what we're hearing on the TV at least. What happened there? How did they end up, moving to Smart and get a couple first-round picks back? And do you think the Celtics are another team that will probably make some noise tonight?
Yeah, the Celtics wanted to get rid of their guard glut. They had to trade one of the guards. So whether it was going to be Malcolm Brogdon or Marcus Smart, they looked at some Derek White options, but it was really down to those two. And they really wanted to get that Clippers deal done. And complications with those conversations with the Clippers. The Clippers ultimately, at the end of the day, however you want to phrase it, they essentially backed out of that deal, that 3-team deal. And that forced Boston to have to look at other options. And at that point, there just has not been that level of interest in Malcolm Brogdon. If they're going to trade Malcolm, I think they can still trade Malcolm Brogdon. I
Sixth man of the year.
I would not.
Okay.
I would not close the door on trading Malcolm Brogdon. They got 2 first-round picks back. They have some other assets as well. They can find a home for Malcolm Brogdon with the assets that they have tonight, tomorrow, etc. We'll see if they'll be able to do it. But I would not close the door on that. But once that deal fell through, as tough as it was, I heard there was heavy emotion in Boston last night after trading Marcus Smart. And so, you make a decision like that, you're gonna have some tears. This is a guy that spent 9 years there, blood, sweat, and tears in Boston. There were some highs, there were some lows, I was in the bubble in 2020. Him and Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown almost get into a fight in the locker room. Like, they went through the highs, the lows there, and now that chapter being over, I mean, it's kind of a moving on of an era there.
Let's talk about the next chapter, Porzingis. Was there a big market for Porzingis? Because this name kind of came out of nowhere, I think, to me, as casual basketball fan. I know what was projected of Porzingis when he came into the NBA. I know that it hasn't necessarily, I don't know if it has or not. I think he gets hurt. I think he maybe has everything. But last year, they're saying was his best year. Porzingis what do you got? Was that Scoot? You just...
Not yet.
You told you were wrong? No, you told you were right? Or
oh, no.
Just want to let you know. Just want to let you know, Shams.
I'm feeling confident.
You know how they say, like, for instance, I don't want to call anybody out, but whenever insiders say, I got big news.
Yes.
And then it's not big news.
Sure.
It's like, that's a tough day for insider.
Yeah. Remember that one specifically.
Yeah, and it's hard not to just think about that every single time the person says, like, hey, I got news or whatever.
Bingo.
The Shams bomb that just dropped.
Yeah. Oh, baby.
Number 2 overall, Scoot Henderson was...
He was the second favorite. He was plus 135.
And now he is...
It just moved to minus 900.
Minus 900. Wow. Hey, Shams! That bomb has... Look at you, Shams!
I don't understand any of that, anything you just said. I'm literally just facts only, baby. That's it.
So here is what that means. It means if you were to bet $100 on Scoot to be the number 2 overall pick about 4 minutes ago, before you started talking, you'd win $135.
Yeah,
Here we go. You win $135 on the other side. Here we go. $235 payout. If you were to bet $100 now at minus 900, you get back $100 and.
$9?
Yeah, $109.
You'd have to bet 900 to win 100.
Yeah, so $109 is what you're getting back. So you just swung that. I mean, 230 down to 109.
Damn.
You just on a $100 bet. You just fuck. Hey, boom!
Hell yeah!
Look at you, Shams. Huh?
Oh boy, Shabby.
I can't do what you just did, but no. I mean, listen. This is. It's at a place now. It's the day of the draft. The Hornets have had weeks and weeks and weeks for this decision. And at the end of the day, like, they've literally been 50-50 every single day. Like, they've been torn. And I think the last 18 hours or so, there's been a lot more discussions around Scoot in those Hornets offices.
Okay, so every sports book has moved that thing mightily.
Yep, mightily quick.
Shams, don't be scared today at some point to go ahead and take that handsome face, look in that hotel mirror, and say, I'll tell you what, you used to talk about lunch and everything else.
Oatmeal.
Now you're just fucking swinging the entire thing. You know how many millions and millions of dollars just...
Oh, yeah.
So many.
Shams, you're a fucking dog, dude. Proud of you, man.
Let's go, Shams.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Facts only. Work only. Work what we're doing.
Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Shams, you mentioned Portland with the third pick listening to a bunch of people. Dame Lillard has been very, very outspoken, saying like, "Hey, I don't want to be a part of a youth movement. I want to play with established veterans." Does that lead us to believe if they do hold on to the 3rd pick and they don't trade that for someone and they do draft a guy like Brandon Miller, like, is that the end of Dame in Portland? Is he leaving?
I believe if Portland picks at 3, keeps the 3rd pick. Now, listen, they can draft at 3 and then they can use the rest of the night to try to make a trade. Like, I would not rule that out either. Like, if you're drafting at 3, whoever it is, if Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, Amen Thompson, you can draft at that pick, and then as the night goes on, you can still scour the market for potential trades. I mean, that's a possibility. But let's say draft night comes and goes, there's no trade. The next few days comes and goes, there's no trade, and there's really no trade in sight. To me, the clock really starts for Damian Lillard right before free agency, right as free agency starts. Kind of similar to what happened with Kevin Durant last summer, where he asked out. That was a point where there's going to be movement. Teams have money. Teams have roster decisions they make before they go out in free agency and make those roster decisions and make signings and do other trades. Damian Lillard, potentially going to the forefront. So that's really the timeline that I look at. But at the end of the day, this is a Damian Lillard decision. I could pontificate is like, I think it'll go this way, but this is a guy that's been there so long. He's got homes there. He's got property there. He's got his life there. He's got his kids there. He's got his family there. There's a lot of things that tie him to Portland. If he does make that decision, it'll be tough for him for sure. But I do believe he's sincere. Like, he wants his team to get better. And if they're not, that's when hard questions are going to begin.
Yeah, there's some guys that just fall in love with, like, I'm proud to be a part of this organization, live in this community, in my neighborhood. I don't know if he has full family or whatever, but like this restaurant, I do this. Like, some people's lives are like, this is a perfect life. Like, I am loving everything about it. It happens in the NFL every once in a while. That's why whenever you hear guys are like on their 4th team in like 5 years, it's like, all right, these guys are able just to kind of just pick up, go do their thing. It's an interesting thing because the NBA was so superstar driven with how much money is out there and the ability to move. He has maintained, I am not going anywhere. Yeah. If he was to go somewhere and win immediately, I think a lot of people would be like, this is like Matt Stafford. Should have done this 5 years ago. Right. Okay, there's other places that are awesome too. You go down you go down to Miami, you don't think you're going to have a good time down there on Billionaire Island?
It's going to be sweet.
It's going to be awesome. You're going to make friends. Yeah. People are going to be down there. There's good restaurants, the whole thing. But also, love the loyalty. Yep. Absolutely love the loyalty. We got a couple more questions, Shams. I know you're very busy. Go ahead, Tom.
Shams, there's some rumors about rivals of the Clippers thinking they may be willing to move or looking to move Paul George. Is there any truth to that?
I think the Clippers have had some conversations around what, the potential of Paul George. But again, I think it's a lot of those picks high up, picks that just are not likely to move, like 2, 3, 4. Those are high picks. Those are picks where you have to really go above and beyond and make an offer that blows that team away, especially in this draft. Guys, I can't remember the last draft where I've heard the amount of high-level players. I mean, just think about some of these names that we're talking about. Zion Williamson. We've heard some stuff about Cat. We've heard some stuff about Paul George. Like, these are elite star players that are being rumored about, high picks and things like that. Like, listen, I think it would take an amazing offer. I don't see any of those high teams, trading.
I'm a big fan of Paul George. I love that he has the podcast going as well. Absolute dog. Brandon said that's the best player to ever play. Yep. And that's, from what I've been told, potentially because people have been calling him the next Paul George. Oh, so,
okay.
You know what I mean? Maybe, which I enjoy. Like, I look at this guy. This is the guy who makes me better every single day. Paul, I would assume, has to, like, all these guys get to pick and choose where they could get traded to. Is that just understood in the NBA?
CP3, I mean, he's going to have a voice, but listen, he can get traded somewhere.
Everybody, I'm saying.
Space right now, and then he can get waived.
In the NBA,
I
Paul,
don't think everyone
Chris, everybody.
I don't think everyone. No, I think if you're an established guy, I think you're a guy with some equity, like a Dame Lillard, a Kevin Durant. I think you have some equity with the team. I think you have some level of say, some partnership. But Marcus Smart last night, I can tell you for a fact, he did not see that trade coming, and until the team notified him, like maybe 10 minutes before.
So I just view the NBA as like a very player-friendly, vastly different than the NFL. So I just assume like, if these guys are getting traded, they knew. And then you hear Chris Paul was like, I was on a plane, my kid told me. It's like Chris Paul's like one of the top most.
Oh yeah.
speaking and active communication with the NBA guy. And then Marcus Smart out of nowhere, you're gone when he thought Brogdon was gone earlier in the day. Yeah. It's a wild world, wild time. We appreciate you joining us in the middle of it, chums.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the draft.
You shut down every sports book.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
Quick.
That's a big deal.
Brought them to their knees.
I'm just trying to make sure PMS audience is informed. That's all.
That's very, very nice of you, man. We appreciate it, dude. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Shams Charania. Oh, whoa, Shams. Tonight. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, no.
He's got a watch-along thing tonight.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, boom, right there. On at Stadium Twitter account, I do believe. Thursday, June 22nd, that is today, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. He said the second overall pick will be moments after 8 p.m., so I assume the action will start around 8.
Yep.
Got a little pre-draft coverage at Stadium with Shams Charania and the boys, and then as they roll in, Shams will be on his phone and telling you exactly what's about to happen before it happens.
Yeah, he better be tipping picks, or I'm going to be pissed off.
Yeah, I wonder what their rules are on that whole thing, because nobody tells, like, Dove or Ari.
Yeah.
Or the guys that are trying to make it in the insider world.
It'd be a great time for them to get back, though, because Shams announced one of the picks, didn't he, in the NFL?
Just now? You're talking about.
For the NFL draft.
So I guess Shams had 5 missed calls, allegedly, whenever he got off the show right there. Everybody around the NBA. Whoa, how is that real? Is that real? Is that what's happening? Think about the trades that are potentially happening now.
Oh, yeah, big time.
For, like, the thought, at least. Who knows if any of them come to fruition. But rooms right now, teams right now, have to be like, well, if we got Brandon available at 3, do we want to...
Let's go get this guy.
Do we want to potentially make a play? And all of a sudden, what you thought was gone is still there. Wild time. Draft, I guess, is a fun thing to cover. Even though we only know like 5 guys.
Let's remember now, and I forgot that as I was putting that bet in. The NFL and their sources and leaks and stuff like that definitely use this show to get some maybe lies out there.
Oh yeah, what Trent Dilfer told us.
Yeah, they're targeting.
Trent Dilfer told us, now the coach of
UAB,
University of Alabama, Birmingham. Congrats to him.
Mm-hmm.
Goes from high school to college, trying to work his way up there, Trent Dilfer. He said, oh, you guys are prime targets.
Yep.
Oh, my God. I was like, Trent, take it easy. I feel like people like us. I feel like,
makes sense.
What do you mean targets? He's like, yeah, but easy way to get a narrative out. Just feed you some information that isn't real. Then you guys run it, and then all of a sudden it's out there, it's gone. You guys are prime targets. Like, Trent,
what the hell?
Trent, we're not just being used and abused out here. Now, would Shams ever get used and abused by anybody? No, right? Because they would want a long-term relationship with Shams.
Mm-hmm. Multiple sources.
Shams going to be around 20 years, 30 years doing this whole thing, So I would assume his information, especially if he's going to go on the record, wants to be right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe. But remember what Dave Sampson told us.
That's true.
If you think I started that game, then I got a bridge in Brooklyn for you.
Just tell Shams that we had
Why can't we all get along?
Yeah.
You know what he said?
Yep.
So every once in a while, if a guy's contract's coming up or you don't want to pay him or sign him or you want to trade him and he's a superstar and he's really well liked, you'll start leaking wrong stories about him so the fans think he's a bad guy.
Yep. Terrible in the clubhouse. Teammates hate him.
Not real, but got to get it out there. It's kind of soften the blow whenever we decide to get rid of the guy. And I just wonder, why can't we all get along? And then you're a fucking scumbag.
Yeah, you're a scumbag.
That's why you're telling lies about people.
Right.
To me, that's, please, he said.
Yep.
If you think I started that, I'm like, well, it's a little tough. He was a great conversation.
He was.
Lightning rod.
He was wide open.
Had that beard, too, the playoff beard, whatever the hell it was.
Is he was traveling the world at one point.
Yep.
I was trying to keep up with him. He was traveling the world at one point. I knew he was doing stuff with Lebitard, I do believe.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen him in a bit. It's baseball season, though. I'm assuming we're going to get some more Sampson.
It's been a long time.
I know he shaved his beard.
Yes.
That guy was the president of a Major League Baseball team, right?
Correct.
The Marlins?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a pretty powerful position, right?
Oh, yeah.
Working with Jeter.
He's doing media stuff.
He's with Lebitard still?
He's with Meadowlark. So
Yeah.
Yep, that's them, right? That's their company.
Yeah.
Yes.
That Skipper's there with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
he does a show with Skipper.
Of course.
John Skipper?
Yep. The co-host of the sporting class with John Skipper.
Oh, this guy's teaching?
President of the Marlins and the former president of ESPN have a podcast together?
Yep.
There's probably some good shit coming out of that.
Gotta be.
I mean, I don't know. We just thought he was traveling the world. He's been doing this show. Who knows?
Yeah, but that's
They
partially.
gotta have a lot of insight.
Has to be.
The baseball.
The interesting thing about it is a lot of our shit that I thought was like really good back in the day wasn't seen by as many people as like some shit that I didn't think was as good. And then it was like, yo, you never know what's going to go, but eventually, if it's good, it's going to be seen. Like, if that makes sense. Like, eventually, people, because everything on the internet's still there.
Got to build it.
So people are going to come back to it. Hopefully, you would think would be the whole thing. But that Tom Brady podcast really led me into thinking there is a chance, like, you can have the greatest of all time in the biggest sport of all time during the season of the biggest season of all time. And next to nothing come out of it somehow.
While he's still playing, too. I mean,
in his last year, seemingly.
In the last 2 in Tampa. I mean, at least.
And nothing came out of that.
Yeah, nothing, but at least we have.
What was that all about? That was our fault, I think.
I don't even know if their intention was for like a bunch of people to listen to it. I really don't.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
Well, the advertisers didn't think that.
Because they.
Why would they put it up?
Well,
that's a great question.
There was next to no, like, we never saw any. We'd see maybe one clip like per episode on Twitter. Like, we were on Sirius at the time, and they never really promoted it. It was kind of just like, yeah, we have Brady. I mean, but the show's not, he's not saying anything, so you guys don't need to listen to it.
He had to have said something. We need to be better about that whenever
There were we used some quotes, but it wasn't as if it was something every week like we expected it to be. And then the worst part about it was he would go on, the Manning cast, and everything that he did on that was unbelievable. So it really was just, if you look
at the documentary was awesome.
And the man in the arena was, and maybe that was part of it. Like, we kind of got this entire story from Brady firsthand, and then instead of hearing week to week on how he's doing, and just about.
What do you think Brady's doing this year? He's just studying on how to be the best color commentator in the history of color commentating.
He's shredding gnar with Mr. Beast. What do you mean?
You think he's just chilling?
Chilling, running the
doing
beach.
a lot of kid stuff lately.
Look like you're doing a lot of relaxing family stuff.
Yeah, it's nice.
You better be practicing.
Let's talk about humans. Let's talk about just humans. Just as a thing.
Okay.
We talked to J.J. Watt out at the Phoenician. Shout out to the Phoenician in Arizona.
Great place.
We're out there. Great place.
Fantastic.
We were 20 wide on their fairway.
Arizona's sweet. I almost hit you in the head with a golf ball.
Yeah, first hole. Yeah, I remember that. That was crazy. Very close. That would have been a rough start to the whole thing.
Yeah, believe me. After I hit it, I was like, ooh. I really hope I don't hear a loud bang, and I did.
Yeah, but we had to change how we were doing it all. But we saw J.J. Watt, and we were talking to him, and he obviously retired. And he is still, I still got every morning I got to go, 2 hours. I got to squat. I got to get on the bar. I got to do this. I got to do that. And then I got this going on, this going
Prayer
on.
time.
And I'm like, when do you think that's going to stop? He's like, stop. Like, what are we talking about? Tom Brady isn't just going to be able to chill.
No.
There's no way.
He
talked about because the Raiders, he said, I'll be able to be in the NFL forever.
Yep.
And then he said, I still have TB12, the workout space, and the nutrition products. Yeah.
Brady clothing.
Yeah, he talked about like 5 different things.
Yep.
But I'm thinking, if one of those jobs is paying him $375 million, not that the Brady brand isn't worth way more than that. If he wanted to sell it, I assume if he went to any of the meetings, the valuation would be bananas. He'd be able to make a shit ton of money. He's not going to want to fuck up anything. Hate to bring this up. Jason Witten was an incredible football player.
He was.
Really, really good.
Incredible football player. People forgot that after about 6 games, calling games.
Yeah.
About 6 of them.
Yep.
First 4 must be nerves.
Yeah.
5 must be nerves. 6th one, they said, this guy, why is he even associated with the NFL? Well, I'm not saying we're saying. It was being said.
It was a loud conversation.
Very, very loud. And people just completely forgot how fucking great of a football player he was. Now, obviously, he's not Tom Brady. But Tom doesn't want to fucking go in there and stink, especially after what Greg Olsen has done this entire year. He's training his ass off. I bet Tom Brady has a booth in the house. I bet you he is working his ass off. Will that matter, though? I'm not 100% sure.
I mean, I hope he is, because that, like, we've talked about it many times. Like, there's one side of it where, like, he might go in there and just be incredible. Like, that is very possible. It's Tom Brady. Like, obviously, from, like, the X's and the O's standpoint, and from all the different teams and defensive coordinators he's played against, like, he has all that stuff down pat. But that doesn't mean that he's going to be good, or, like, people are going to want to watch him. Like, that is a very different,
You're on for 4 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, long time.
You're on for 4 hours.
In a lot of homes. Like, you're it's not like you're just on there just to speak. Like, people are listening to you to get kind of what the flow of the game is. But to your point, I do assume that every single week this fall, he'll be doing like a fake broadcast with somebody so that he kind of at least hopefully gets the lay of the land of how it sounds in there.
Hey, we're pulling for you, Tom.
Yeah, come on, Tom.
Let's talk about some other news that we have that is actually serious news. And we got it because we're incredibly lucky to have Adam Pac-Man Jones with us every single week. There is some news coming out of Colorado about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. And I want to make sure I get this right. You were talking directly to him. A blood clot has been found in his groin.
Yes.
And he has emergency surgery happening tomorrow.
Yep, 6 a.m.
Hey, Coach, come on now.
Peace and peace.
We're pulling for you, Coach. We are pulling for you. This comes after, I think there was another surgery that was being talked about within the last couple of weeks. And what I find so incredible here is if you were to follow along with the Instagram, his Instagram, Colorado Buffalo's Instagram, or any other Instagram, he's still coaching, still going, still working, still doing everything. It's like nothing has stopped. And then you get some news like, a big surgery's happening last week. And then that surgery kind of disappeared from the conversation. And then this morning you say he's got a blood clot in his groin, has to have emergency surgery tomorrow. It's like, man, what all is going on with Deion, Coach Prime, while he's still trying to lead 100 and some men? It is quite a time for him. And please let him know that the entire football world is like, come on, Prime, you got this. You're literally better than everything. But we also hope that he doesn't have to continue to go through shit and just kind of do his thing.
I totally agree, man. I had a chance to talk to him this morning. But he's up speaking. I said, man, I hope they don't have to cut off your dick. That's what I told him. I said, bro, it'll be bad if they have to cut off your dick, bro. Just cut the leg off.
We are such a childish operation. We're talking about emergency blood clot surgery, and everybody's mind, as soon as we heard it was in the groin, was like, what are the long-term ramifications of this? Because you never know with nerves and everything like that, they're going to have to go in. But blood clots are scary as hell. Blood clots, I don't think people know about. Blood clots can kill you. People have surgery and then a blood clot right to dead. And I think he's been dealing with this for a little bit.
Yeah, he have. He's been dealing with this since Jackson State. He had a blood clot in his leg. Same thing with the foot, and he was thinking about cutting the foot off, and he didn't. Went through a hell of an operation, bro. I was there. It was mind-boggling, tearing to see him go through that and get back to where he at. I just want him to get healthy, man. So,
Hell yeah. Hey, Coach, we're pulling for you. That's unbelievable that he's going through all that, and you would never know.
At all.
No.
You would never know.
Everything you see, it's like...
He was asked the other day, it's like, do you think you're ever coaching the NFL? And he basically said, I'm too much of a hard ass to coach in the NFL. It was like, I think it's good self-awareness, but also, if you have success and you have a resume, you're allowed to be a hard ass, and I think people need it and want it. He said, I don't have any desire or ambition to coach in the NFL. That came as a bit of surprise to us, says the media person. I'm cut a little different. I love Jerry Jones. I tremendously love that whole family. Sanders said of the Joneses. Deion shares his best Jerry Jones story here. So what is Deion's reason? He said, I have a problem with men getting their checks and not doing their jobs, okay? I'd be too tough as a coach in the NFL because I still have those old school attributes. I don't think so. I think we're hopefully getting to a point. If you look around college football, and Deion is a massive part of this because he is old school and he is a hard ass, which people seemingly don't know about him or his coaching style because, wins the Super Bowl with the Niners 1 week later, he's on Saturday Night Live. Must be the money. With a very...
Looks sweet.
That suit was unbelievable. Now, people are saying he lip-synced it.
What? That's bullshit.
That's not true.
I didn't say that. I'm just telling you the fucking internet. I would never say that.
Internet's wrong.
Not true.
But people, I think they saw the flash in the show and everything like that. And what they don't know is like a lot of the people that you see that are the most confident, the reason why they're the most confident is because they put in the most amount of fucking work. Like you rely on the work that you put in whenever you're in a big pressure situation. Yeah. So whenever Peyton says like the people that feel pressure are the people that don't know what the fuck they're doing is pretty much is how he described it. It's like in those big moments you rely on your fundamentals, you rely on your work, and that's normally the people you see more confident. Like, he walks around with a sense of confidence that everybody else doesn't have. It's like, well, the reason is because he knows. He knows what he's put in. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's supposed to do. He knows what he can do, or she knows what she can do and the work she put in. So I think people kind of miss that with Deion Sanders, especially now that he's in the coaching ranks. Yeah. He's a hard ass.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you want to make it or not? You want to make it? Like, everybody saw what I did when I'm high-stepping and everything like that. Do you know what I did to get there? And you know what I did in baseball as well to get there. I think that's good. And then you look at Saban, Kirby Smart. Yep. You go Brian Kelly, I think even. I mean, now, granted, he has a history of saying we're practicing, we're filming.
Exactly, no
matter what. And all those things. I think we're potentially getting into an era where coaches are going to be able to potentially coach again. Yeah. And I think that's a big deal. And Deion, if I'm an NFL owner and he has success at Colorado, right? If he has success at Colorado, I think he's going to get a lot of looks. And I know he's saying now he has no interest, but if it's a place that maybe has a shot and he's able to be himself, why not, you know?
I don't think he'll do it.
Why?
Because he like the youth. He like molding instead of when kids are already molded, I would say.
He likes creating habits, not dealing with them.
Okay,
valid. Yeah, very valid.
Would he be the only one? Like, who in the NFL right now could you say is like a hard? I mean, granted,
Bill,
you could say, but I
think Andy Reid is as well.
Yeah,
I think you say Andy Reid. They got tucked in shirts. I mean, it is
okay. So it is more along those lines.
Yeah, I think like they have fun. Like people have fun, but I think it's very much
Pittsburgh.
Tomlin. Yeah, okay.
I think it's like, and when they say hard ass, it's like attention to detail.
Yeah, not like yelling at their players.
Yeah, hard ass is like an expectation of you to do everything. Like, hey, these little things, like you're going to touch the fucking line. If you don't touch the line, you're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
Like some places are like, close enough. Like, let's keep it moving. If you're walking into a meeting as it's starting, you're late. Get the fuck out of here. Like some places is like, hey, I need you to be here 5 minutes. Like that's the difference between being a hard ass and being like a player-friendly coach is what people say.
Yeah.
And they say Andy Reid is like, you tuck in your shirt, you're wearing this, you're here at this time, we're doing this, we're moving. And everybody just thinks he's not like that because I think the Kool-Aid gif.
Big jovial.
Yeah.
The cheeseburger.
The whole thing. And him and Travis Kelce get along. Him and Patrick Mahomes get along. But I think it's because Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce work their asses off. And they like appreciate it. So there's a chance that we're kind of getting back into the world of, you know, like you're allowed to coach and expect a little bit of accountability and punish and hopefully be able to say things. Because there was a time where I thought we were fucked forever. Yeah. Because coaches weren't allowed to say like, hey, you fucking suck. Because if they said that, feelings were hurt. They're going to HR. You're fired. That you can't talk to a person like that.
Can you imagine if we had Collab in this coaching era right now?
Coach Collab, D-line coach for West Virginia. Rich Rodriguez is still coaching right now.
Which is wild.
I don't know.
And that's our boy. I understand it, but
I'll be pushing for him to go back to West Virginia. And I'll tell you what, that might not be a good thing because they're in the Big 12, and some of the things that he will be definitely caught saying in this particular era might not be received well by the national.
Okay.
But West Virginia folks will fucking love him.
We'll love it.
They would love him to come back in there, especially win some games. But like there's that old school mentality still has a place. I think it's needed more than I needed it. I mean, I was a fuck up. The amount of
me too.
I mean,
tough coaches are the best ones.
Need it. And whenever you get older, you rely upon it. You're like, that. Now, some of it, I think we're being a bit much. You know,
sure.
Hey, you know, and I would use the Gong Show every single year at training camp to allow Rich Rodriguez know what we all thought was a bit much. Like, hey, let's fucking pipe down just a little bit, pal. All right. So that was good. But all the other stuff that like Rich, I can hear him, you know, like saying these like little things whenever I'm starting to like drift off, maybe take the lazy route or something like that. Like, I could just do this. And then you hear like Barwis and you hear Rich Rod in your head, like, motherfucker, like, just why? This is an option. Why would you do it? It's like those types of things. Sometimes you need to hear it. And I know we've gotten softer as a society, even though we deal with more negativity on a daily in our phones. So are we actually softer? Because we're seeing more shit talk than we've ever seen in the past. But I think we should be a little bit more accepting of people that want to make people better and how they go about doing it, even though some of it can be a bit much. And I think sports is getting to that point.
Well, and then when you've had both sides of it, like you would rather have someone who, I mean, like they might be getting on your ass, but it's like, hey, most of the time, if someone's getting on your ass real hard, like they care.
Especially
because
if
like,
it's coming from a good place.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing worse, like if you have a coach and it's just like, they don't pay any attention to you. They don't talk to you. Like, and then, you know, maybe you're just getting coddled on the side of that. It's like in the time it might feel good, but then like you look back, you know, 10 years later or whatever, it's like, well, did I even learn anything? Did I get anything out of that? Like you guys are still talking about stuff that you remember Rich Rod saying, that was fucking 20 years ago. You know, it's like,
and I've been remembering stuff Coach Kurlav said just strictly because he should have been a stand-up comedian. You know,
I done took that and put it on my kids because I love my kids to death, but if you want to do this, let's work. Let's get some out of it. Like, that's what I got from those guys, and it came from a good place.
There's a lot of people scared to death to coach.
Yes.
And it looked like it was an entire generation, and I don't want to make fun of them, but, like, the young offensive guru head coach people that were happening, like, I think all of them were scared to death to potentially do any coaching, so they had no interest, not coaching, but, like molding men, right? Like, we're just trying to we got a good offense. Let's run this offense. Let's keep everybody happy.
Yeah.
Let's get them to the games. We got to stay eligible or whatever. It's like, yeah, but if you mold the humans and the players at the same damn time, probably going to have a better output. We just got a message from somebody that knows Harbaugh in Baltimore.
True.
Also tell it like it is. We need to have a little accountability, not in a demeaning fashion, though, even though there is legendary tales of Harbaugh and Hall of Famers potentially going to fucking blows in the middle of team meetings. Pac, I know you've probably heard him. He is a guy, though, I think since day one. So they're still out there.
Yes.
And Deion's big for college.
Yes.
Because I think he's letting other people know, like, hey, you're still allowed to coach like this. You know what I mean?
Well,
Saban ain't letting that shit fly.
I think the perception with Deion too is like people, because they saw him play in the NFL and like kind of know his demeanor and his personality, and that he's like a little flashy, that it's like, oh, he only gives a shit about himself. He's doing this for the camera. He's doing it for himself. But even in that video where he brought the camera crew in a week ago and they were talking about the surgery, he was like, hey, if we're going to do this, if this is an emergency, if I need to get this done, like it has to be now, because once the season starts, like I'm full go for these guys. There is no time where I can be away from the team. Like I'm not doing that. Like once the season starts, it's all about the team and it's all about these guys. And I think that kind of shit kind of gets looked over with him.
Well, Coach, we're pulling for you, pal. Your groin's going to be good. These blood clots are going to leave.
Of course.
These blood clots are going to leave.
In time.
What is that? Do we know how those happen? I don't know.
I did look it up, actually.
What is
it? It's like the blood that goes to heals, like injuries, bruises, or whatever, it gets, those vessels get blocked up. And basically, instead of dispersing after healing said injury or bruise, they just stay there. And so they're just in a vein or whatever the hell, an artery, and that makes the blood clot itself.
Interesting.
It's like protein, like the proteins in your blood can't get through. It was on some doctor website. I didn't understand many of the words.
What, Tone? You shaking your head?
It's not for on the air.
Am I wrong?
What you thinking, Tone?
What were you going to call me,
Talking
Tony?
about blood clots and proteins.
Had nothing to do with you.
And healing cells.
Say it.
What happened?
No. We've been down that road before.
Did you go to the phones?
I don't know which road.
He was talking about doctors and.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what he was saying. You saw that hat.
Yeah.
You heard his voice.
Yeah, now I know what he's alluding
You
to.
know what he's.
Yeah, maybe we call that guy.
It's been known to cause blood clots, but.
Tony.
Wait,
Tony.
What has been known?
Let's go to the phones.
I forget.
Let's go to Izzy in New Jersey on the 5 Energy phone line. What's going on, Izzy, as we wrap up hour one here on this beautiful NBA Draft Thursday, June 22nd?
How we doing, boys? Keep it moving.
Hell yeah, Izzy.
Nice.
So I got a question, hypothetical question for the man with the greatest mullet in the whole state of Indiana, right across from you. You guys got Kristaps last night, so congratulations to the Celtics. You guys are still in conversation to get D-Hop. If the Boston Celtics and the Patriots both get 2 star players to come to the city of Boston, and you guys still shit the bed next year, what does that mean for the Boston culture?
Izzy said you guys are no longer the city of champions.
Yeah, well, the Celtics would hurt a lot more just because that's very gettable. Now, I mean, D-Hop, of course, would be unbelievable. Want him in New England. I really hope that happens with all the, comparison with the Titans and just the Patriots. I would be devastated now, but also at the same time, Mahomes, Rodgers, Allen, even the Dolphins, you could argue they have one of the more talented teams.
They got to stay out of marinas, though.
They do have to stay out of marinas. And they need to make sure Tua has that airbag in the back of his helmet as well. There's a few things.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
He's a black belt.
Judo, whatever the hell he's doing. But Celtics making moves and then falling in the Eastern Conference Finals again, that would be devastating.
Okay, so let's talk about one of the New England teams, the Patriots. Diana Rossini reported today that there are 2 offers, one from the Titans and one from the Patriots, that DeAndre Hopkins is currently mulling over. The Patriots and Titans obviously had D-Hop in the building. The Tennessee Titans took him to a Tim McGraw concert.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet.
CMA Fest absolutely crushed it. He had a blast. He had his hat on. He was in the building, Sprinter van. I assume he hung out with Vrabel, who, what a hang.
What a
hang Mike Vrabel, Coach Vrabel has to be. And then he left that building, so he didn't get a deal done whenever he was there, and flew up to New England after Bill Belichick said, I'm not fucking traveling. He's coming. I don't know. Well, I'm not going to tell you one thing, and then he comes another day, and then you say I misled you. I'm not a travel agent. There's other things. He's shut up. Is what Bill Belichick said.
Yeah, that's right.
Then all of a sudden, DeAndre Hopkins shows up at the New England Patriots organization. It came out that him and Bill sat down and chatted one-on-one.
Yeah, a little me time.
Now, he left the building without getting a deal done. And it seemed like there was a lot more energy around him getting a deal done when he was in New England's building than when he was in the Titans building. And that's because Bill rarely does that. Now, D-Hop, sitting in Texas, Arizona, wherever he currently is residing.
New York 2 days ago.
New York a couple days ago, looking so cool all the time. And he's mulling over those offers. I wonder if there's other teams interested or just those two. Rossini is plugged. So we are not saying that that is false information. We're just wondering if there's any other teams, like maybe are the Jets talking or anybody else.
That's what I just assumed that when he became available, that like whether we heard them or not, that there would be 6 to 8 teams that would at least be up there that you could throw darts at. And now it does kind of seem like it's just either Titans or Patriots.
I cannot believe that he is not a Kansas City Chief. Yes, they have Travis Kelce, so he is their number one, but they don't. I mean, like, are MVS and Kadarius Toney, like, are they like? We didn't even know if they're number 2 wide receivers.
Yeah, so maybe a Kansas City Chiefs offer is in there as well. We know that the Titans and Patriots have offers allegedly through Dion Rossini.
Yes.
Does he have any more? Who knows? Do you think he is eager to make a decision at all in this, Pac-Man Jones, or do you think he's waiting it out?
Well, I thought he would have made a decision. If he was going to hurry up and make a decision, he wouldn't have never left New England. But now it's no reason to rush and make a decision now. Nobody's there except the owners and the coaches. Everybody's on vacation right now. We might well wait.
Yeah, might as well.
Might as well wait.
Not expecting anything anytime soon now. Really, even through July. Like maybe in 2 or 3 weeks, maybe. But at this point, it really does feel like almost a training camp signing. All right, let's learn this thing. And I do wonder with New England especially, if he already knows Bill O'Brien's offense, then there's not that added rush like, hey, I need to learn what we're going to be doing this year.
Schefter said yesterday that why not New York Jets look at Dalvin Cook with Breece Hall coming back off of an injury. And obviously, Breece Hall is an absolute dog when he's on the field. We saw that very quickly as a rookie out of Michigan State. What an absolute stud flying around.
Iowa State.
Kenneth Walker, Michigan State. Hey, rookie running backs.
They're both,
Yeah.
In my head, as I was about to say Michigan State, I'm like, nothing really comes out of.
Yeah, except
Kenneth
for
Walker.
if we want to go back to doctors.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on.
Just sorry. What Tony was saying.
I might have did all that just to bury Michigan State. And that's a shame. But anyways, Breece Hall was unbelievable in his rookie year.
Yeah.
Literally 7-8 straight weeks, we just saw him pulling away from people. We're like, this is the guy. Good. Congratulations to the New York Jets. We don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. They had so many different people playing in there. I mean, Zach was there getting booed out of his own stadium. Flacco was in there at some point. Strafolsky, former Grey Cup MVP,
Mike
was in there getting a full standing O. Mike White, who is now a member of the
Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins, is the backup. He's no longer there. So they didn't have the quarterback situation at all figured out, but they certainly had the running back. Then he gets hurt. Oh, no.
Sad.
So now who knows when he's going to be back? Schefter kind of alluded to, will he be back the first couple games? Will he still be recovering? That was week 7 whenever he got hurt or whatever it was. So why not bring in Dalvin Cook, who's maybe searching for a championship, for a good team, and for a great opportunity to prove to the rest of the NFL, I'm still here, motherfuckers. Dalvin Cook has liked a couple tweets now.
Ooh.
He's like tweets that have said, hey, maybe you get it at Jets, you know?
Okay.
Why wouldn't the Jets kind of peek around and maybe think about bringing in Dalvin Cook, who is still an absolute dog of a running back? And then he also liked some tweets about him going, maybe to Miami.
Ooh, okay.
So multiple Jets-like tweet, but also a Miami-like tweet. I don't know if Dalvin Cook's just stirring the conversation or not, but him to the Jets would be hilarious. I'm sure Aaron Rodgers would be pumped, but Aaron Rodgers knows that when Breece Hall's playing, they're going to be good. Is that what Joe Douglas wants to do? I've seen some memes of Popcorn Maker.
Yep, Jason Grossbowl.
Who is your favorite popcorn binner?
Oh, yeah, everyone's. I mean, he's a god amongst men.
Yeah.
Especially in this modern era of you go somewhere, the people working there don't seem to be happy at all.
Don't give a fuck.
Don't want to be there.
Only reason why I'm here is because I'm getting a paycheck and my parents are forcing me to be here.
Bingo.
You know, back in the day, people used to really take pride in their work. You used to be called a sandwich artist.
That's right.
You know, because people would actually put time in making the sandwich look good. Now you're lucky if all the fucking products are on the sandwich.
Yeah, let's go, baby.
Yeah, Grossbowl's a dog.
Yeah, he's the greatest of all time.
And he
that
cares.
technique.
Look how much he cares. Not only is the technique a flair and you're here to be entertained, are you not entertained? But also the way he shakes it, he lets the salt and the butter settle.
Exactly.
So you're getting a properly proportioned salting and buttering for every single piece of popcorn as you eat through the beautiful movie you're about to see. So Joe cares about the product, cares about your experience, and cares in general.
Yeah.
if Joe Douglas was able to, Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Hopkins, people would be like, thank you, Joe.
Yeah, 100%.
Absolutely.
There's a chance now that is what takes place. And I'll be mind blown if the New York Jets all of a sudden, out of nowhere, overnight, with the signing of Aaron Rodgers, are now a destination place for guys that are hunting rings. Why not? If you're any player like Dalvin, D-Hop, even when OBJ was available, anybody that becomes available that is a proven vet, already has money. Right? So you're going to have to take a little bit of a
bit of a haircut.
You're going to have to take a little bit of a cut if you want to join everybody else that's doing the same exact thing. But the Jets could potentially become that, especially with that market and how much money you can make off the field. Look at what Aaron's doing for an entire place.
Yeah, that is the one thing that pains me is you kind of realize, like, I mean, obviously Green Bay is not New York, but, like, this is kind of what every Packers fan was praying that they were going to do. Like, the last 3 years he was there is like, hey, people do want to play with this guy. Like, they will take pay cuts to play with this guy. Like, he is a generational talent. You can actually go for broke every single year, and for whatever reason, it never really happened. And then, obviously, he goes to New York, and it's just like every fucking great player that is available. Like, yeah, we'll bring him in.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll go to New York. Yeah, I'll go to New York. And I assume this is Aaron feeling, obviously appreciated, probably. Like,
yes.
Like, hey, we'll at least listen. Like, he likes D-Hop. I think he's talked about D-Hop in the past. We'll certainly listen. Whereas in the past, maybe it was like,
can't afford this guy. Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe make an offer, but not really.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like OBJ, right? They made him an offer, but it was like literally
It was like
vet men.
Yeah, exactly.
Vet men or whatever.
They
It's
had
like,
a conditional 4th round pick that year, though, to be fair. I mean, that's typically how they've looked to build their teams, through the draft instead of paying guys in free agency.
yeah, you're right. It's old school. I appreciate it. I respect it. But boy, it's got to be fun to be a Jet fan being like, Dalvin Cook is coming to the.
Oh, hell yeah.
DeAndre Hopkins is coming to the.
What the heck?
Bring him in.
The Jets. Aaron Rodgers. Oh, my God. Like overnight. And those types of fans, obviously, Fireman Ed.
Obviously.
Served for 29 years.
Sure.
Yes, he did.
Sure. Harlem.
He did.
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Running towards fire.
That's right.
Not away from it. We almost had we had 2 fire trucks at the Thunderdome this morning.
Yeah, we didn't see Fireman Ed, though. What was that about?
Let's get to a break. Congrats to the Jets fans, though.
Yeah.
All these things seem realistic now.
Yeah.
Never would have been last, 40 years.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Not even when they were going to AFC championships with the Sanchez.
People wanted to play with Rex, though.
Oh,
100%.
People want to be on Rex Ryan's team. So
Those
since
guys.
then,
Yeah.
It's been a lot.
would you go play for them right now?
What?
Safety?
Yeah, I'll go play safety.
Oh, you would?
Okay.
Chuck Clark just blew his knee out, so.
What do you think you can run right now? You think you're still sub 4.5?
Like a 4.9?
You think you're sub 4.5?
I can jog a 4.5, bro.
Bro, you are not going 4.4 right
I don't
now.
think
How old
so
are you?
either.
I can jog a 4.5, bro.
How old are you?
39.
You can go 4.4 right now?
I can go 4.5, at least 4.5 flat.
I don't think so.
Not with all that candy you've been eating.
4.4.
You got that nerd
telling
rope.
you.
You just ate that whole thing. That's
Yeah.
at least a 4.51.
I don't
I
think so.
can move a little bit.
You can still run a
I can
4.4.
still move a little bit.
Calves look good. His calves.
Yeah, they do look sweet.
working
Those
out
aren't
every
real.
day.
I feel like drama looking at his goddamn calves.
Yeah.
He's running every single day.
That would-
They're explosive.
And he has been running every
No,
single
he's doing
day.
explosivity with his kids.
I run 2 days a week.
Okay, fair enough.
Do you
Not every
guess-
day.
Guess what I'm running? How fast are you running the mile?
I'm not running faster than
How-
you.
how
That's not
fast
the
are-
argument
hold on.
that we're making.
I'm running mine at 7.5 normally, and then about the last 2 mile,
Go
quarter
up.
of a mile, I put it at 8. But I'm getting my work done.
How many minutes mile? How many minutes mile?
Well, the workout is 15 minutes, so half and half. What do you want to say? 7.5.
7.5 minutes?
Yeah,
That's not bad.
that ain't bad.
Foxy, what you run the mile in
I'm
this
saying,
morning?
and I'm
Hold on,
just
hold on, Pat.
6:26.
Oh.
How many miles did you run, Foxy?
1 mile.
Oh, you're running 2?
I'm running 2.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
tough.
Okay.
So have you transitioned into a long distance runner? There's no way you got any more explosion.
No.
4.4?
Bruh, I can run 4.4 right now.
I don't think
4.4,
so.
4.5.
Well,
I'm not running over
Well, no,
4.5.
there's a difference. Are you going below 4.5 or at 4.5? Or are you going like 4.6, 4.7,
what shoes
maybe
do you
4.8?
need? How do we do this? We got a field.
Yeah, you
Right?
need cleats.
What do we need?
I don't think I could run on the pavement. Would probably be better for me.
But if you fall, eat
I
shit.
won't fall.
Well,
Oh, okay. Your mind's running a 4.3. Your body's running something different.
yeah, 5.2.
There's a chance you
Be a nice bet.
All right, next week we'll do this.
Okay. All right.
We'll measure out a flat spot out there. Fast track.
I'm so happy I ain't been posting my videos.
Oh,
okay.
He's been training. Holy shit.
I still don't know.
Let's put out a poll. Let's put out a poll.
4 or 5 with these.
Like 4 or 5 5, like 4 or 5 9.
Count?
No, 4 or 5 with these. Y'all ask me could I run 4 or 5 or under? I can run 4 or 5 under.
Okay.
That's what I can do.
No, I asked you 4-4. You then brought in I can jog 4-5. We don't have to get about the semantics.
That'd be very impressive.
Over under 4-5-1 will be the number?
Yeah.
Okay. There it is.
Who's on the stopwatch?
Me.
Now, laser. We're ordering it.
All right.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
We're ordering late because I'll give you a 4 too if you need it.
I mean, sure, we can go down to Lucas Oil. Just do this combine style.
How much is that going to be?
Yeah. True.
We got outside. Boom. Line up 40 yards.
Yeah, he wants the track.
Take off.
He wants the cement here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wait, dated.
I've already.
Yeah. No grass. No grass.
Yeah.
No.
We don't want grass or turf.
We want track or cement.
Listen.
Okay.
I know all the NFL players right now are bitching about this thing being real hard. I'd like this to be harder. Give me the cement. I want to run on it.
Yeah.
Okay, 4-5 Wonder, 39 years old.
Yeah.
Eats nerd ropes every single day.
And twin snakes.
Yeah, and Hardee's with jelly and bacon.
And has his own marijuana strain.
Yep.
Okay, so start calculating all of that. And then you can down him if you want. I'm betting under. Let's go.
Let's go.
I still don't think you can run 4-4, though. That's 4-5-0. This is what let's get to a break. AJ Hawk will be on the other side. I'm excited to hear what he thinks about this. I believe we'll also have Kirk Herbstreit in about 15 minutes. Can't wait to chat with him about all things happening in his life. And what's he looking forward to most about college football? NFL
Hell
season?
Yeah, that's right.
They did a Home Depot shoot a couple weeks ago.
Oh, fun.
How was that?
We'll ask him.
Okay.
Home Depot.
I didn't know that.
Me neither. I saw it all. It was literally all the boys. Pollock was on there. Lee was there. Reese was there. Kirk was there. I'm like, oh, this is that shoot you guys do every single year for game day. And then I checked my email. I did have an email from Home Depot.
Sure.
Telling me to please respond by a certain date. There was no way that thing was going to get answered at the time that it was.
Yeah.
No offense, Home Depot. We're in the middle of some really large conversations. I'll have to get back to you guys later. That's poor executing of me. I do apologize. This is where the agent thing would have probably helped.
Yeah.
But also, let's go leverage for next year.
That's right.
Home Depot, where doers get things done.
That's right.
Speaking of getting things done, I don't know if my shot yesterday saved any lives.
Yeah, I don't think it did.
Yeah, it turns out. That one might.
I mean,
that one might.
There is still hope.
No. No.
They
no
actually,
option, unless they're all
lying to
just
the
sucking
people,
each
Tom.
other's breath out of each other's mouth and
They might be.
recirculating it.
They actually
Possible.
just found a bunch of debris a couple minutes ago.
Oh, okay. So they're dead.
Perfect timing, right?
Man.
Yeah, it's the ocean. It's littered with it.
Yeah, because of you littering.
Yeah, Plastic Island.
I would never.
Ever.
Well,
I don't understand the people that just actually
Throw shit out the window while they're driving.
Yeah, when I'm driving and they're in front, and I think I realized it whenever I was on my bike a lot. People just actually just throw shit out their window.
It's nuts.
It's like, don't you feel enough public guilt whenever you do? Like,
I thought
Yeah.
in my head, I would never do that. In my head, I thought cigarette butts.
Yeah, anything but cigs.
no,
is
but the
despicable.
plastic around the cig,
Yeah,
like people just don't. That's a wild
That's
thing.
that's what the side car door is for.
Yeah, that's
Bingo.
why. That's why I go to the car wash, because you can just throw everything out that you stack up in there.
Or next time you get gas, boom, throw all this shit away.
And we're not saying hey, be nice to the earth. It's just I thought we all kind of had an understanding.
Yeah.
Now in New York, you got humans just pooping on the sidewalk.
Exactly.
Sure.
And that comes with the price of admission in New York.
Breaking news via Tone News. Debris field found near Titanic within missing sub-search area, says the Coast Guard. So we don't want to do this. We'll wait for AJ. On the other side, we'll have to really properly mourn the situation. Shouldn't be making fun of it, they say. Well, I feel like we owe society a conversation about consequences to actual dumb decisions.
Yep.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That'll be the theme.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5.
Tonight is a night where everything's going to be remembered. Every play, every sweat, every fight.
Hop in the car, watch it go vroom, vroom. I told her mom that I will soon. Knew as a child back in the womb.
Let's have a nice
National Championship Monday, huh?
My name is Pat McAfee. I've started this show 2 different occasions already. This will be the 3rd. Wow. It's 2023. We eat adversity for lunch. There's just so many different forms of gummies coming in my mouth.
Boss man, can you do a kickflip?
100 for it? 100 for it?
Oh!
Come on, bro. That was awesome.
Hey, this little teddy bear is cool. This little round thing. Sweet. All right, I feel pretty good for this ESPN party. Let's go have a blast in there. Boom. Need you to do a red carpet. I've never done a red carpet before.
I gotta poop, sorry.
I don't know if now's the time.
We're invited to the ESPN party, and now we are all sitting on a red carpet. We had no idea this was coming, obviously. We thought we were just getting some free drinks.
A lot of people on the internet say I look tired. What's that all about? I'm a massive fan of Posner. He was getting motivational speeches in between songs. He was playing other people's songs. He was telling people to stay down. We're going to make a moment. Only on the count of 3, we're going to go crazy.
Oh, I know. Sad song. Sad song.
Oh, yeah.
A couple of these. Bring it up. Bring it up.
Boost up. What do you like?
What'd you do?
Gotta make this practice game, baby. It's gotta last until 9 o'clock.
Happy birthday, sack of shit.
So fired up to be here.
Yeah.
I got a necktie and everything.
Holy shit. Tim Tebow's here. Oh my God.
Look at that cut.
The most handsome shot in our show's history. Nick Saban has been spotted at SoFi. Great work in the back. Fox Team boys crushed it. Now we got game day, then the mega cast. Let's go.
Hey, let's have a night.
Obviously, the enemy of great is good. The enemy of a dynasty is winning one championship and letting it go. Ron, you're obviously going to Colorado, a place that's been looking for some sort of championship for 20 years. You're also one of the greatest speakers I've ever heard. What are you saying to your team?
You can't get here and all of a sudden change. You don't want to see a different mannerism of somebody, and especially the coaches. See, everybody's talking about the players, but you got to coach the coaches too.
Did you smile there too? Were you smiling?
I smile. I do that every now and then.
The rat poison, smiling. That's embedded fourth quarter perfection. Matthew Stafford, fourth quarter perfection. Big moments, Tebow perfection. We got some real magic here tonight, don't we? I love that toad that takes those mushrooms and eating them. With that being said, Stetson Bennett's 25 years old. He's so damn comfortable. Darnell Washington's the backup tight end. He's 6'7", 270. Brock Bowers, best player on the field. The defense full of dogs. Give me the Georgia Bulldogs go back-to-back. First time since this man and his Alabama squad. I love the Bulldogs tonight, barking all over the place, Coach.
Alright, here we go, huh? A little bit of rush from old game day down in the field. We went all the way to the roof to come back. We are so sorry. Alright, let's roll. I gotta get to the sleep, and then I'm gonna hop over the sleep thing. Good, Brad.
You are looking at SoFi Stadium, where we'll be crowning a national champion for our college football season tonight. And the Dogs are on the board early. Wide open.
That's the shot that they wanted, baby.
Stetson Bennett with his second touchdown in the first half.
Oh, no.
Georgia's first down. One-handed touchdown. Brock Bowers, touchdown. It is currently 45-7. It is 52-7. Touchdown.
This is just a good old back home ass whooping.
It's a blowout, and that's the way the cookie crumbles. Hey-o. That son of a bitch, Uga, is having the night of his life.
Wow.
It's raining indoors in Los Angeles. This is God taking a tinkle on something magical, isn't it? Let's get that.
Get him on camera.
That mustache.
Holy smoke.
Holy smokes.
Are you a firefighter?
Good for you, bro. Thanks for your service. First down, Horned Frogs on a 2nd and 3. Why don't we call a game? Holy hell, Tim Tebow is coming. Tebow, we're live.
We're on.
We're live right now. Welcome back to SoFi Stadium. right before the break. An extra point almost killed Tim Tebow. Natural instincts had to take in place. I could not lose the greatest human on earth, and I'm happy they gave you that ball, Tim. Tone, act like you're Sonny Dykes, please.
All right, boss. First half didn't go our way. We're doing this for the great state of Texas. You know who else was down 31 points?
Who's that?
The Italians.
All right, let's take the tractor another round. What are you watching out there, Coach?
Honestly, they're better off grabbing Luka Doncic out of the crowd and maybe lining him up next to Quentin Johnson at receiver. Because they can't do a damn thing.
We decided Tebow here, formerly known as Praying, for this TCU team to do something. So you put your hands up, play that song, butterflies fly away. Thank you for your service, sir. You're a badass, man.
Those other Americans, I wouldn't be here.
What a run, huh? The boys crushed it. This shit
TCU sucks.
He's so mean all the time.
What?
That's all she wrote for college football season. What a year. Let's fucking get home.
Hey,
Why?
let's go. This show fucking stinks, and the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, you never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it! What the fuck are you doing?
Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this beautiful NBA Draft Thursday. June 22nd, hour 2 starts right now. Sports are happening. We got the draft this evening. 3 players that we know are getting drafted in the first 3 picks. And then there's a set of twins, Basil, that are getting drafted in the top 10 for the first time ever. There might be some trades. There might be some other news. But Shams changed the trajectory of this entire draft day last hour, where he said, Scoot Henderson, go number 2 to Charlotte, even though at one point it was potentially Brandon Miller, who's a better basketball shooter than Scoot is currently, although Scoot has played 2 years in the G League, which is NBA basketball. Now, what we're hearing from Shams' mouth is Scoot's going 2. And when he said that, all the sports books shut down.
It's all fact.
Shams Charania. Little handsome Shams. You know, we've kind of seen him kind of blossom into this insider that he is over the last few years. We're very lucky that we've had a relationship with Shams and we've gotten a chat with Shams and we've seen him kind of navigate this entire insider business as being the new guy on the streets who's getting made fun of for how many lunch tweets he's had. To now being the guy that shuts down all the sports books on draft day. Congrats to Shams. We absolutely fucking love him.
Keep going, Shams.
The Toxic Table is here at Boston Connor and at Ty Schmidt and Connor's mullet. One half of the hammer, Dahn. Cowboys Town Diggs is here. 14-year NFL icon. A man who we will see next week can run a 4.51 40 or quicker. An absolute stallion of an athlete and a rapper, Pac-Man Jones.
My boy, Pac.
Good to see you, Pac.
Yes, sir.
And joining us live from Natick, Ohio, is a man who is current president of the state of Ohio. There are the United States of America. One of those states that is united of America is Ohio. He's the president of it, given a title and the trophy just a couple months ago. We'll be joined by the other president in a few moments of Ohio as well. He's a college football national champion, Super Bowl champion, a Ryder Cup winner. He's a COVID survivor, father of 10. Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading tackler for the Green Bay Packers, AJ Hawk. AJ.
What's up? I think Pack run a 4.51 right on the dot.
Okay, so you're saying exactly 4.51.
Push. Yeah. So I think he wins it. No, 4.51 or below. He wins that.
So the poll actually was put up on YouTube, and the way it is worded now, we will operate off of the poll. The poll is currently over or exact 4.51 or 4.51 under 4.51.
Okay.
So, 4.50 win. 4.51 over.
Yes.
So it should have been 4.50.5.
Yeah, big
over under is what it is. Okay, so you got him over or under a 4.50.5?
All right, I got him under a 4.50.5.
Well, that's not
Okay,
what you just said.
so you're saying 4.50. That's what I'm thinking. Imagine this fucking guy runs a 4.4 right now, though. That would be bananas. He doesn't eat any bananas, actually. The only thing he eats is nerds and fucking Hardee's sandwiches.
Yep.
And he has these
Red Bull.
2 cups, double cups. Obviously, looks so cool.
Yeah.
And then he'll just put a Red Bull, full Red Bull in there.
What?
Just like, what is this?
Watermelon, yeah. Like you said yesterday, watermelon.
Yeah, at the gas station.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's a Twitter poll. Will real Pac-Man run faster than a 4.51? Hell yeah, is what Zito's pick was. We see that with the check mark, 31. Nope, 56.5. And then those that are just here for the results are 12 points. Hey, 56.5% of 1,673 people say, you ain't got it, Pac.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Start stacking those chips, buddy.
They've been telling me that shit my whole life.
Yeah, hell yeah. We will donate. We got to figure out the proper amount of money here.
4.51.
$4.5.
We'll donate something. We will donate something, amount of money if you run under 4.51.
Yeah, or we could buy, 2 months worth of Hardee's breakfast for him.
Yeah, but we got to he's running for something bigger than himself.
Sure.
Run for a cause.
Not just for
for
Hardee's
breakfast.
sandwiches.
He's running
everyone.
for 2 months of breakfast. Yeah.
We will
Yeah.
throw in the Hardee's breakfast.
There we go.
Okay, we will reimburse you
45 days.
for your biscuit, bacon, jam,
Yep, John.
That's it.
and
You
cheese.
already paid for my biscuit, bacon, and Tom.
Yeah, true. But is there cheese on there?
Yes, cheese on there.
Okay, we're not paying for the cheese. Not paying for the cheese. Not going to be able to do that. Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who I would like to hear his take actually on this. Because now he is one of the voices of the NFL, as he has been one of the voices, the voice of college football for like 27 years. Damn. Obviously, he is the other reigning, defending, undisputed Ohio president alongside A.J. Hawk, a Centerville Elk, a Reds fan. Ladies and gentlemen, the man, Kirk Herbstreit.
How we doing?
Is that your house?
Yeah.
Holy
I'm on the back
shit.
porch here.
So many windows.
Holy man.
It's like Mar-a-Lago down there.
Holy fuck, dude. 27 years on TV.
Wow.
Holy. Herbie.
That's what it gets you.
Hey, I got Pac at a 4.47, 4.48.
Oh.
That's my boy.
You see that house? This guy knows stuff.
He does.
Yeah, there's no way.
Oh, my God. Okay, I like the 4.47. I love what you got going on behind you. Hey, Centerville, Ohio.
That's beautiful.
See that?
Fucking dude.
That's beautiful.
He was doing. You remember he was doing local news hits before he did game day.
Yeah.
He was, I think, you know what I mean, doing that whole thing about the Ohio State Buckeyes. And then this little show, College Game Day, comes around. Little cast of misfits and characters who might try to do something with college football.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel? You want to submit a tape in there? Gets fucking hired.
Yeah.
Him and Coach Corso from that. That's all she wrote.
Day one.
All of a sudden, we're up and at 'em. Hey, we're lucky that you've had the exponential growth that you've had in your life. You deserve it, Herbie.
That boy, Kirk.
You deserve it.
I appreciate it. We used to do West Virginia games like when you and Pac were there on Thursday nights. How many Thursday night games did you guys play? Do you remember?
So Pac, as soon as I got to West Virginia, Pac and Slim had just left. Workout in the summer, though. Yeah. Got to meet Pac and Slim numerous good times. Great times. I was 18 years old. Straight into West Virginia. It was awesome. I had a very, very good time. But we were like the kings of Thursday nights. Like you guys, you guys came like 3-4 times a year. It felt like on a couple of different years.
Every time.
Yeah, I mean, and you guys were. I would say you guys in Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech. That's what I was about to say.
Old school Louisville.
Yeah.
That was that blackout. That was that Thursday night blackout. I remember that down in Louisville.
Yeah. You guys played. I think you guys played. All these Big East teams were ranked up in the top 5 in the country. It was West Virginia. It was Louisville. It was Rutgers. And on Thursday night, we had West Virginia against Louisville.
In Louisville.
And I think in Louisville, and I think they beat you. And then the next week they went to Rutgers, and Rutgers had that historic win, at home when it was like one of the biggest wins that they've had. One of the great wins in college football for them. But it's been a long run, man. But Pac-Man, I remember sitting down with Pac-Man at like a diner. When you do production meetings, and I don't know if you remember that. Me, Mike Tirico, Pac-Man, and a couple of his teammates. We just sat down, talking about the game. I don't remember who they played.
Virginia Tech.
I mean, I've seen Pac-Man for a long time. Watch his career his whole way through.
4.47, huh?
Well, what was it in your prime? What do you think you were? 4.2, high 4.2s, 4.3 guy?
4.26, 4.26.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold on, man. Look.
A 4.26 doesn't go above a 4.5.
You don't think I can run?
No way.
Hey, Pat, ask him the last time he did sprint.
Dude, he runs. Because remember, he's got Junie. He's got Junie, who's in 5th grade, I think. How old is he?
No, he's 5.
5, sorry. Not in 5th grade.
Getting up there, though.
He's 5 years old.
He's faster than 5th grader.
And this dude's running fucking hills. He's running hills in the...
Well, then I got him lower. I got him lower than a 4.47.
I like the 4.47.
He's 39 years old,
There's
though,
no
Herbie.
way.
4.47.
Hey, man.
On a track.
You're talking about a different person. You know, like Galloway. Galloway still can run. He's 50 years old. He can still go. You know, if you keep running, that's why I asked him was the last time he sprinted. If he keeps working and running, you don't go from a 4.26 to a 4.6. That just doesn't happen. I don't care how old he is.
Well, I hope not. Hey, good luck. A lot of pressure, Herbie.
Yeah, better warm up.
I might pull some, but I'm going to run up under 4.51.
Yeah.
Could you imagine sniper at 40?
Man.
Oh, the skip afterwards.
Yep.
And then you just, the whole, oh, man. We hope that never happens to anybody ever again.
Yes.
It seems absolutely miserable. Let's dive into some stuff, Herbie. What's going on in your life right now other than dunking on baseball media people on the internet, and then the Reds going on an 11 game, I think, win streak or whatever immediately afterwards? What's going on in your world? You doing college football prep, NFL prep? Where are you at right now as we had 77 days away from NFL kickoff?
Let's go.
Yeah, well, I mean, full disclosure, you know what's going on with Zach, my son. You know, I've been in. I really don't wait till the summer to get prep. You know, I kind of prep. I take a few weeks off in January and start prepping, you know, year round really for sports. But we had a setback with Zach with his health, you know, on this past Friday. So really, the last 5 or 6 days have been kind of a whirlwind of, you know, he's been in the hospital and with some issues with his heart. And we've just been trying to kind of keep up with that. We brought him home yesterday, which was great, but it's not like, oh, you know, normally you get out of the hospital and, you know, you're cured and everything's good. I mean, he's in good spirits. He's home with us, and where his mom can take really good care of him. And this was just going to be a long process to kind of see how his heart responds to some of the medications that he's on. And, you know, this is like a 3 or 4 months kind of thing to kind of see how it recovers. But the key is being patient and positive and you know, getting a little. We just got back from a walk right before I came on with you guys. We took our dogs for a walk, but little walks like down the street and back. So yeah, this came out of nowhere, man. It's another example of, you know, you guys being athletes, you understand this. You know, you do a physical, it's one thing, but you do an echo. It's called an echocardiogram, and it really examines the heart. It's more of an ultrasound on the heart, checks the pressures of your heart, it checks the size of the heart, and really, I talked to Ryan Day about it the other day. I just think college, I don't know if they do that in the NFL, but I really would encourage anybody who's playing sports to just go a little bit more than just doing your normal physical or even EKG wiring. That's not really enough. The echo is what you really need to discover some things that potentially can be scary, you know. So we're very fortunate that he got the echo and found some stuff. He was originally diagnosed with pneumonia because they thought he had, you know, some fluid in his lungs, but that turned out not to be the case at all. But he had very few symptoms. Like you would never know that he was dealing with what he's dealing with. So we're at the beginning of this. We're going to be positive, and it's a long haul, and he's going to get better.
Hell yeah!
That's what I've been up. That's what I've been up to.
Hey, he's a Herbstreit. He works hard. Hey, this ain't nothing. We're gonna be okay. You know what I mean? Zach's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Zach, member of the Ohio State football team. Yep. So I do believe, you know, Ryan Day probably has it. There's a lot of people that have showcased because they've met the Herbstreit family who are obviously sending positive vibes. I hope you guys feel them from all of us as well. And whenever you bring up that echo chamber test thing, it's like we saw in soccer that got like a lot of young right? A lot of young, it feels like very physically capable human beings have had some heart stuff seemingly pop up a lot more as of late than it had in the past. I'm not diving into what the internet could potentially say about that whole thing, but I do believe we should potentially all start looking into ourselves a little bit earlier than maybe we thought we should start doing things, because I think even like colon cancer, which is something like you're not even supposed to check until you're like 40, 50 years old. It's like, think that should be checked a little bit earlier these days. Heart, I think we should do that. So tell Zach, please, that because he is awesome and because he's about to beat some ass here, the messaging, hopefully through his name and his situation, is that more people will get themselves checked out. Because he's a dog. Zach, healthy. Dog. Great hair, handsome son of a bitch.
Oh, yeah. Of course.
Handsome guy, funny guy, good personality, good energy, good juice. You know what I mean? Good juice. So that does seemingly come out of nowhere, and we're all sending our love to that big-ass fucking house you're in right now, Herbie.
Yeah, well, honestly, man, you guys know you live in the internet world, and it's easy to, when you're me, and it's easy to kind of get caught up in, seems like everything is divisive, everything is negative. And you guys do such a good job of celebrating. That's what's so unique about your show is you celebrate the sport, you celebrate the players, you celebrate the moments. But there are a lot of people around the world that don't, and it's easy to get caught up in like how cynical the world is and how negative the world is. And something like this happens. And I mean, I can't even tell you how many people have reached out, and it's impossible to reach out to everybody back to them. But yeah, I've just been overwhelmed with how many people we've heard from. I mean, you can't even imagine the amount of people that have reached out and are concerned about him. So yeah, to everybody that has reached out, we really appreciate that and feel that wholeheartedly.
Hell yeah. And Zach, you're going to be, you're going to have to work now. Hey, you're going to have to work. These walks down the street are going to become walks different places. You're going to be all right, Zach. We appreciate you, buddy. We appreciate the hell out of you. Go ahead, AJ.
Kirk, I guess maybe one of the byproducts of having him home, you can probably sit back and watch our Cincinnati Reds just absolutely dominate and take the whole league down, right? That has to be a great feeling, especially guys like me and you that have been lifetime fans of the Red Leg.
Yeah, man. You guys know how I am about the Reds.
Yeah,
and I'm a guy that
we know how you are. You. AJ just tried to, because you're kind of
Santiago's my favorite player.
AJ, you and me. He said
the Red Legs.
Did you hear that?
Despicable.
Chris Sabo, Todd Benzinger. I know all the old.
Oh yeah, Jason Kendall. I could start listing off Pirates from when I was a kid.
I'm just telling you, Eric Davis, everybody.
The mayor.
Sean Casey, first base, chirping.
Rob Dibble. I can keep going all day long, guys.
I love that. I'll buy into that. I'll buy into that.
Yeah. Two Centerville Cincinnati Reds fans. That's all.
Now you got to understand. I am doing the job that I do. The only thing I have left to be just like all in fan are the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Cincinnati Red Legs. And I'm a guy that I'm a baseball guy. I'm a dying breed. I'm a diehard baseball fan. I get excited when pitchers and catchers show up in February. I'm just a baseball guy. And the Reds have sucked for over 10 years. I'm talking
at least
mathematically eliminated in like early May. The season goes to October and you're done in May. That kind of baseball. And last year they lost over 100 games, which was one of the worst in over 100 years of baseball. And so
Red Legs, huh?
The season started the way it has the last 10 years. And, they started to show they got swept by the Yankees at home. And it was kind of like, last 10 years, here we go again. And, dude, there's just something different about these guys. It's not just Ellie De La Cruz. It's just, I think it starts with Jonathan India and his leadership. There's just a fight about them.
Wow.
Even when they were losing, they would get down and they would come back and late in the innings. In this 8th or 9th inning and just show a lot of just toughness, which is rare in baseball. And they play old school 1980 Cardinals baseball. They hit doubles in the gap. They run bases.
Can't be doing that on this show, Herbie. Can't be doing what you just did right there. No way can that be a part of this show.
No.
We cannot be referencing the 1980, whatever city they were in, Cardinals.
No idea.
What's that?
St. Louis still.
That can't happen. I appreciate what you did there, but let's go ahead and not make a habit out of what just happened there. You know what I mean? Okay, let's Listen, what does that mean? Okay, they're bunting, playing
Small
boring.
ball, baby.
What is
That's
it?
right. Moving runners over.
Hey, do me a favor. You sit down real quick. I'll do this for you because you won't even know. I'll say Omar Moreno. You remember Omar Moreno?
Dan's cousin. Yeah.
Omar.
Out of fucking Oakland, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yeah, I know.
Okay. Omar Moreno. They're playing old school Pittsburgh Pirates baseball. Not Dave Parker and Willie Stargell hitting it into the seats, but Omar Moreno, Phil Garner. Where they have to Mike Easler, where they're like hitting it in the gap.
Do you remember the chops Omar had too back in the day?
That stash.
Oh my God.
The throw, the stash. Yeah.
They're throwing lefty, batting lefty,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Guy was born in 1952. I mean, what a player. What an absolute player that guy Omar Moreno was. Wasn't he?
Yeah, playing center field. Such
Put his
a
picture
dog.
up. Pop his picture up.
Dude was 6'2".
I want to see Dan's brother.
Whenever he was, what the hell? Cousin, dude. What is that? Oh, that's him right there. Yeah, that's what he looked like.
Shit,
I remember him.
You just pulled it up.
You dude.
I remember him, dude.
Yeah, you always said,
that quick
I wish
release,
I could
dude.
steal bases like Omar did.
And when you were growing out your chops, I was like, Omar Moreno's got these.
First thing you said to me, hey, those chops look like Omar's.
And then did you see first Google search? I wasn't the only one that thought that. First Google search, the photo was of his chop. Look, that is
right there.
So me and Google feel the same exact way.
Yeah.
Whenever we think of Omar Moreno, are they going to win it all? They don't have enough to win it all. They got a deep enough. They got a deep enough bullpen, huh? We got enough aces in the bag, huh? What's that, dude? It's a good show, isn't it?
You hold that bat like you know baseball.
I do know.
You hold it.
Omar Moreno.
Yeah, that World Series team.
Thank you. I don't know if I'm a lefty. I do got the Herbie. We got big news in the baseball world in this particular office. Watched College World Series, a couple things.
Yeah.
Big win out of LSU over Wake.
Did you watch 2 innings of the College World Series?
On two different nights.
So 4.
I'll tell you what, though. I was watching and I saw the 3 with the number and then a down triangle.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, is this 7 innings?
No.
9.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
not going to make it, but I do see what's going on here. We got this win reality thing that CC Sabathia was marketing. I think I'm going to be able to bat against Shohei Ohtani later, right in here, in virtual reality.
Yep.
That's me. That's going to be me right there, Kirk. So maybe, once I feel some pitches, I'll get into baseball a little bit more. You know what I mean?
You're just not into the baseball at all, huh? Too slow.
You led the show yesterday about how baseball works for one at bat.
Who's the baseball guy on the show? Besides, I know AJ's an expert. Besides that,
well, just to the Reds, obviously. AJ.
I'm guessing. I got Ty. I got Ty as a baseball.
Oh,
guy.
I love. I mean, I tell you what, Kirk. When you said the thing about getting excited and having the hairs raise up on your arms when pitchers and catchers report, I'm the same way. I love it.
That's good. There's 12 people in here. That's one guy. So I think that's kind of what we're talking about.
That's reflective of the country. That's reflective of the country.
Yeah.
We can get better, though. Shohei's a good start.
Yep.
Put him on a winning team. I think people will start to be a little bit more electrifying.
Bo Cruz and Ellie De La Cruz, both of them, too.
Great. De La Cruz is great for
How does Connor not like baseball? Being a Boston guy, like that, I would figure he would be a diehard.
All 4 of their major sports, Kirk. You got the Patriots, Bruins, and Celtics. I need 1 month to myself, and it's July. Okay, sorry.
But if they win a World Series, he's hanging one.
Yeah, I'll lead the bandwagon, no doubt about it. In October, I'll be there. But if it's not in October, I'm not there. I'm sorry.
Did you grow up in that area, in that Boston area?
Oh yeah, we actually probably the biggest moment of my baseball life when the Red Sox won the 2004 World Series to reverse the curse. I went to opening day in 2005 in front of the Yankees when they got their rings.
Hey, just real quick, did you see that documentary about the Boston shooters? There's a new one.
Yeah.
There's a new one that just came out. Worth a watch.
No, not the new one. I haven't seen that.
When was that out? Wasn't there
the Boston bombing doc?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fairly recent.
Yeah, last month.
Sorry, not shooters. It ended with a shootout in the middle of Watertown or whatever. I guess.
What's it called? What's it called?
I think it's just the Boston Marathon documentary. Honestly,
it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. The Boston accents,
top tier.
So good. Let's talk. It's called American Manhunt. All right,
there it is.
Zito, good find there. Let's stay in Boston, though. Let's start talking about it. D-Hop, potentially going to be a New England Patriot for Mac Jones. Obviously, they're going to need a little bit more weapons up there. They have a person who's an offensive-minded person calling plays this year. Mac Jones said, yeah, it's normal. I feel pretty good.
Yep.
And everybody's like, well, that's a shot at last year having a special teams and a defensive guy running the offense. What do you think about the New England Patriots up there potentially bringing in D-Hop? And how do you see Mac Jones having another year? Is this guy going to make it in the NFL or not? What do you think?
Let me just say this. I'm not going to say they're going to be the most improved offense and he'll be the most improved quarterback in the league, but he's going to be in the top three. And without a doubt, the Patriots are going to be one of the top 3 improved offenses. I'm 1,000% behind Mac Jones. There's of all the younger quarterbacks that have not had an opportunity to kind of prove their consistency and what they can offer. I'm just telling you right now, I sit here in whatever month we're in, June. I'm telling you right now that Mac Jones is going to be Pro Bowl caliber quarterback in the very near future, whether it's this year or in the next couple years. He's that good. I did a thing for the draft in 21 where I sat down with Trevor and Justin Fields and Mac and a few other guys that went out that year. There were like 5 of them in the first round. And he was by far the most impressive guy when it came to, he was coming out of Sark's offense at Alabama at the time, that 1920 national championship team when they blew Ohio State out. I would say that everybody talks about Burrow in 19 at LSU. I would say 20 with Mac, because when you talk to him about the offense, he was honestly the most impressive quarterback I've ever spoken to in college about like what he sees and how his brain processes and how it fires. So give me a break on what they were doing offensively last year. I mean, that he had no chance. He not only did he not have weapons around him, but what they were doing schematically, he had no chance. So to blame him is a bunch of bullshit. So you get Billy O'Brien,
yes,
who is as good of offensive mind as there is, to come in there and work with Mac Jones. I'm telling you right now, you're going to see a drastic change in what he's doing as a quarterback and what the Patriots are going to be able to do on that side of the football. So that's just my feelings. We'll see where it is when the season starts, but get ready for a much improved Patriots season this year.
Yeah, sounds like it. I mean, I really enjoyed listening to you have that much passion about it, because the stories that were coming out of last year, and you probably know more than us because you're doing Thursday night, you're having actual conversations behind closed doors and getting information from people. Allegedly, Mac Jones would ask a question on like a Wednesday about a potential situation that could arise in the game, and he was being told, we'll cross that bridge when it comes. It's like every situation I've been in the professional league, the men's league, I don't know what it's like in college where it's like, hey, just shut up. It won't happen. Just in some places, not saying that happens everywhere, but in the men's league, like that's expected out of the quarterback. Like, hey, we need to, and instead of, that was wild to hear, and I think it kind of put a little bit better depiction of what was going on.
Pat, go back to last year. I'm sure you guys watch every game. How many times did you see the frustration on Mac Jones's face? And a lot of times people blamed him for immaturity and being a crybaby. You know, the number of times the camera caught him very frustrated, looking at the sidelines. And you know what I mean? There was many games. Well, this is a guy that, he's a bit of a hothead. When he was a freshman and sophomore in college, you know, you had Jalen Hurts and you had Tua there. And he's down there getting in fights with future first-round draft pick defensive linemen. And they used to call him McEnroe because he grew up playing tennis. He's a big tennis guy. And Saban told me we called him McEnroe because he's some bitch had a temper. You know, he's this kid. He's like, I've never seen a guy, a quarterback, to have this kind of temper.
Hell yeah.
So he has that in him. He has that like disposition of getting fiery and you know, combative. And so a couple times the cameras last year, even the game that we had him on a Thursday night against Buffalo, and he was frustrated. Who would not be frustrated with what they were trying to do last year? And again, he had very few weapons around him, not to mention he didn't have the best scheme to attack. So, yeah, I mean, I think anybody who's a competitor is going to get frustrated, but you build in that background. This guy is a leader. He doesn't have the size. He's not an imposing looking with the stature that some of these guys are, but do not be fooled by that. This guy is one of a kind when it comes to the intangibles and what he can bring to a team. So, yeah, I am passionate about him because I've seen what he can do, and I've seen his mind and how that works. There's no question, again, that if they get the right pieces around him, you know, this guy can not only flourish, but he can be one of the elite quarterbacks, I think, in the NFL.
D-Hop would be a great addition to that, and he knows Bill O'Brien's offense. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, he would. But, Kirk, along those lines, the division's only getting better when you look around his division. Like how can they navigate this path? And obviously they're going to be improved, but how much better can they be? Like how much better is that? You think they can make a playoff run?
Well, again, I think the DNA of that franchise speaks for itself. I know that they've been off, and they've been trying to find things. I'm not saying that this kid can be Tom Brady, obviously, but I do think that he can provide enough playmaking ability. I think they've done a nice job with picking up some pieces around him. You bring in Billy O'Brien, who, again, you could say whatever you want about his experience as a head coach and the way it ended at Houston. It doesn't take away his ability to pick apart a defense, understand defensive weaknesses, and how to come up with some answers. And to me, yeah, that division is better for obvious reasons. I mean, a lot of high-profile names right now, but you need to see that come together. I think a lot of that has to do with potential. The Bills, we know, are the Bills. That we know that is a proven collection of players that we know that they're going to make a run and they're going to be right in the thick of things, not only in the East but in the entire conference. The Dolphins and the Jets, to me, they show potential. You look at them on paper. We saw times when Tua was healthy, those guys really clicking. But I just respect the Patriots and Bill Belichick as long as he's there as a head coach. I'm just one of those guys that if he has the right quarterback, I would never write them off. So that's going to be one of the more exciting divisions, I think, in the entire year this year.
I concur. Can't wait to see what the Jets do because with the rumors that maybe Dalvin Cook goes over there. He's liking tweets. Would Joe Douglas be able to make that work? Maybe D-Hop joins him over there. Maybe D-Hop goes to the Patriots. Diana Rossini said he is waiting for, he's mauling offers from the Titans and the Patriots. Are there other teams in the mix, like the Chiefs or anybody else that's always in the mix for everything? We shall see. The NFL never stops. Let's turn to college a little bit. Go ahead, Tone.
Yeah, Herbie, I've started the NCAA research for the year, and I was kind of trying to look at a team that could potentially be this year's TCU, and I was seeing if you had any thoughts on that. I was like maybe like a North Carolina, teams that are returning a ton of starters, a ton of All-Americans, Kansas, Washington, teams like that. You think there could be another TCU this year?
There's always a team that kind of comes out of nowhere. Let's face it, with college football, I really feel like this year in 2023 is a bit of it's almost like I don't want to call it a lame duck year, but
Whoa, because West Virginia's going to Penn State. West Virginia's going to Penn State. And we're going to win. And then we're going to Duquesne, and we're winning. And we're winning. And then everybody else that's really good at football that we got left on the schedule, winning. Mm-hmm. Is that what you're trying to – this is what Ohio people do. You hear this? Ohio people trying to diminish what West Virginia's about to accomplish by saying what they're about to accomplish. Now, if we lose by 50 against Penn State.
Did West Virginia come out of my mouth?
No, but what happened was, you see, what we think is going to happen for West Virginia.
Can we pop up the schedule for us?
Yeah, Herbie, look at West Virginia's set to go on a national championship run.
For sure.
Win.
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 Wait. L.
Oh, Duquesne.
Tell him, Herbie.
Duquesne.
Tell him, Herbie.
Duquesne.
L.
Win.
L.
Win.
What?
Win.
Well, yeah.
L.
Win.
L.
Win.
Oh.
L.
Whoa! Is he on repeat? He's not on there. It's skipping. He's still on there? Are you still on there? I think we're skipping. They're skipping what you're saying. Is the audio okay?
2 and 10, Herbie.
Bro. 2? As much as you want to bet.
How many games are we going to win, Herb?
If you get over 6, I'll give you anything you want. You get over 6.
All right, that house. Yeah, the house.
All right, we know we can't.
I'm not putting mine up, but.
All right, go to the next one. We ain't going to win that one.
Penn State, W. Duquesne, W. Pitt, W. Texas Tech, W.
Can we get some more Duquesne? We need more Duquesne.
What is this guy's deal?
Well, why don't we look at the chamber?
All right, let's dive into it. Let's talk about, before you disrespected a season in which West Virginia is going to win, and we had to stop you for that whole thing. The lame duck thing is fascinating because all eyes, we did it last year. What's the playoff going to look like in 2 years from now? We did that last year. We were looking at it. And all of us, I think, while we're sitting on the set and we go to commercial break and we're walking back to the other one, it was like, that would be awesome. Like if that was happening right now, that would be awesome if that was to take place. We're gonna have to do that for another year, seemingly. So that's what you mean by like all eyes are pretty much on next year, even though there's some. I mean, is his legacy?
Yeah.
Nick Saban bounce. There's a lot of storylines, but it does feel like next year's playoffs are going to be the big topic throughout the entire season. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, everybody's bracing for the 12-team playoff, which is cool and gets a lot of excitement. But I think what people are underestimating is how much more movement there's going to be in the realignment. I feel like the Big Ten and the SEC, who are the big pillars in this whole thing, I just feel like, I don't know when it's going to happen, but they're not staying at 16. They're going to go to at least 20. And so who's going where, right? I mean, where's North Carolina going? Where's Oregon going? Where's Washington going? Where's Clemson going to end up? Where's Florida State going to go? Where's Miami? Like, there's just so much to me that's fascinating that I'm sure it won't happen. Maybe it will during the season, but I'm guessing it happens after this year. So when I say lame duck year, you know me, I get excited about West Virginia Duquesne. Like, I can watch that game and be very, very excited. But let alone
another example, please, another example so people understand what you're saying.
Yeah, bro, I love any sport. I love any game in college football, but I just think that this is going to be a fascinating time as we sit here and talk next June, getting ready for the 24 season. How many teams are going to be in the SEC? How many teams are going to be in the Big Ten? What's left of the ACC? What's left? Is the Big 12 taking the Pac-12? Is the Pac-12 now the Mountain West? What's left of it? So we're going to have so many more answers that I find it interesting. It makes us all look to 24. So that's what I mean when I say lame duck. It's not just that, we're going to 12 teams for the playoff. It's a lot more than that.
Got it.
And we'll see. But this is still going to be a fucking great year in college football.
Agreed.
Every year is a great year in college football.
I agree. And I think last year, whenever I got to experience it, and I've said this numerous times, getting to experience it through your guys' show is like, I mean, I felt like I got to experience college football like in a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
every town.
I was actually in a movie. You're like, hey, here's the greatest college football season that you could potentially have. You're going to be there. You're going to see everything. You're going to get to talk about everything. You're going to meet everybody that's in it. Like, incredibly thankful to be a part of the program that you and many others over there have built up to the institution that it is. But those storylines that start creeping in, like you said, team coming out of nowhere. TCU coming out of nowhere was insane. First year as a head coach. And now the storyline, seemingly the big one takeaway is like, is Kirby Smart, John Cena to The Rock, Nick Saban? Is your time is up, my time is now? Is that a whole part of this entire conversation? Like, Saban's not going to go.
You got to be a step ahead of everything in this world, right? Be really careful of listening to. David Pollack said it's a new. That's right when Alabama comes back and just throws their trump card down and whips everyone's. I haven't even really dug in. I'm already leaning to Alabama to win the national championship. just when you fucking say Nick's done, Alabama's done, Kirby's goodbye, here comes Alabama. They're going to win it all. So if I'm betting right now, I don't even know what it says in Vegas. I'm betting Alabama to win the national championship. I would say at this point, it's guaranteed. We'll see it with injuries and what happens, but do not sleep on Bama.
Go ahead.
Georgia's the favorite, and then Ohio State and Bama have the exact same odds at number 2.
I love that you, though, sitting at the end of the table. Oh, poor old Alabama.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, that is a Herbie specialty. Whenever we're making the picks, it's always like, poor old Kentucky, huh?
Yeah. Well, gee whiz. I don't know what Alabama's going to do. But to answer your question, Tone, I would say you're on it with Washington because they come out of the Pac-12. I like that one. Carolina's going to get a lot of hype because of the Drake May kid, and he's a great player. I would throw those two in there. Penn State, I know they got to play West Virginia, which is going to be a terrifying game for them. But I
the season in a hole. Sorry about it.
Sorry, bud.
I like Penn State.
Okay.
And if I were going to throw like a crazy holy shit team out there, I would say Illinois out of the Big Ten. With Brett Bielema.
Hey, they play 1980s
Yeah.
Cardinals football.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
they do.
They play old school. Pac-Man has a question for you, Herbie.
Speaking of all these conferences, how do you rank? You ain't got to rank all of them. Give me your top 4. Is it SEC? Then what?
The SEC and the Big Ten every year, are right there. I would say that SEC and the Big Ten are going to still be 1 and 2. I would guess that the depth, if you look at the depth of the Big 12, I would probably, especially with all the changes that they made, adding more teams in and keeping Oklahoma and Texas, at least for this year. It's kind of an unusual year for the Big 12. So I think they'll have more depth than the Pac-12 and the ACC. So I'd say that powerhouse, because of West Virginia being in there, really raises the Big 12 up significantly. So I would put them at third.
Yeah, they're Chambers elite climbers.
The captains of the team.
Those are awards they're giving out for the weight. You know this, AJ. You were wishing you were a member of the CAC. Oi! 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 Herbie, you don't know what this is because you've been dealing with actual real life stuff, and we've just been carousing the internet looking for anything to talk about for 3 hours every single day. Mm-hmm. The West Virginia Weight Room has put out their awards, and the name of the award is the Chambers Elite Climbers.
Wow.
That is a catchy name. That is something you want to be. That is something you strive to be.
What?
And that's only a third of them. There was a bunch of other winners as well.
Right. Look out,
the
Bama.
boys are ready to climb. So
Name of the business school.
They actually put the Big 12 on their back, and they're climbing them up the relevancy. Mm-hmm. You're welcome, to everybody. Connor has a question for you, Kirk. Thank you for saying the truth about West Virginia. A lot of other conversations happening about West Virginia right now.
Yeah, Kirk. A lot of other conversations.
Whoa.
Just saying, and speaking of, I'm glad we pulled up the CEC. Be on the lookout for Ollie Taylor this year. He looks like he's about to have a massive season. Third from the left on the bottom. He's a dog. Look out. Ollie Straw. That's what I meant.
Called him Taylor.
Yeah, sorry. Ollie Taylor is what they call him because he tailors everybody's game so well. Because he's the quarterback.
Oh, this guy's the Taylor.
He's the Taylor of the team.
Got it,
you know
Taylor gang. Got
bingo. But Kirk, another new kind of school that everyone's got their eyes on. We were talking about him last hour. Colorado with Prime. Obviously, the idea is that it's going to take a little bit, but how long do you think it really will be? Do you think they're kind of going to be the Pac-12 team going forward as UCLA and USC leave? And do you think there are NFL guys on this roster right now already?
Well, first, I heard you guys talking earlier about Prime, and obviously, I don't know all the details to that, but I remember last year, Pat, when we visited with him talking about his health, and he's been dealing with some stuff for a long time now, and our thoughts and prayers are with him. I don't know if that's a done deal. Is he going into emergency surgery today or tomorrow?
I do believe Pac-Man talked to tomorrow morning. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. I mean that I heard talk about a little bit about that potentially last week and reached out to him. So man, that's on our minds first and foremost.
You've had blood clots, right? Isn't that something you and him shared kind of kindred spirits there, right down in Jackson, if I do recall?
Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So, but his is much more serious than what I dealt with. So hope all is going to be okay with him. As far as, their team, I think in this era of the transfer portal, I don't know if there's a more fascinating study than Colorado. I remember his first speech when he talked about, the Louis luggage he has coming in, and he brought it in. And he had a lot of guys that left. And I don't know the exact numbers of the turnover between where they were last year and how many new faces they have this year. But
76.
That's going to be
how many?
76 in the portal.
Pac-Man said 76 portal.
Damn. 76 he brought in or left?
76 that he brought in.
Well, 60-something had to leave.
Yeah.
It's 76 in. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's basically, obviously, just a new roster, and if you've seen them play since last time they were good, I think, Pat, you and Pac-Man were in school, was the last time they put a competitive team on the field. So it's been any kind of change is probably a good thing. But how did, you always wonder how's a team like that gel? We saw SC do that with Lincoln Riley, not to that level, but they gelled pretty well. And, they had a good year. Michigan State a couple years earlier made a lot of changes. So it can happen, but I do know without naming names, I do know that there are a lot of Pac-12 coaches that are anxious to play Colorado. You know, I think there are a lot of people that are excited.
I got good news for them. Prime's ready to play the Pac-12 opponents as well. It's the other conferences.
I know. But I think that's what makes it so exciting, you know, is there are a lot of people before you didn't even know Colorado was playing, you know, and now every week you're going to be like, who's Colorado playing this week? You know, so yeah, I'm very, very intrigued to see, you know, what happens with him, you know, not just this year, but in the future. And, you know, is Connor, I don't know. Where does Colorado go? There's talk about with all the moves in the Big 12, they could end up in the Big 12, you know, them and Utah. You know, once SC and UCLA leave, there's talk about the Big 12 trying to bring Colorado and Utah into that region, so into that conference. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they're talking about UConn coming into the Big 12 too. Let's not do that. Okay, Big 12. Did you hear what Herbie said earlier about you know being good and everything like that? I guess basketball.
That's basketball. They're bringing them in for hoops.
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a full, right? Because I think they're currently not in a.
I mean, they might give WU a run this year if they.
Seriously, Huskies Mountaineers is going to
that
be a barn
UConn
burner.
Huskies.
They were a good football team last year.
Are you talking about Duquesne right now? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm talking about UConn and West Virginia.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know what we got to do? We got to set with all this talk. We got to set up a Duquesne UConn like scrimmage.
Yeah, that would make sense.
That would be a hell of a matchup.
That would make sense.
It would not be a hell of a matchup. It would be a blowout.
Who, Duquesne?
Duquesne.
He said Duquesne, UConn. Not us.
UConn.
Yeah, that's why we're on his side.
Yeah.
Duquesne, UConn for sure.
You're saying it's going to be a blowout that Duquesne would blow UConn out because now you guys got to deal with UConn or deal with Duquesne, right? Is that what you mean?
West Virginia's beaten both of them by a combined score of 100-0.
I don't know.
UConn? The guys look small. I'm going to say they put some pictures of the guys on our particular team.
Yeah.
And after watching some of these teams up close and personal, you know, like that TCU team walks by us the first time in Kansas. They walk by us.
Oh, boy.
Holy shit. This is a big team. They are large. We're standing on an
Even that one guy whose name you messed up, he was big, too. 91. You thought he was on the other team?
Yeah, that was Felix, King Felix. He's at Kansas State. Felix. Yeah, he's not in the college anymore. Who cares?
Yep, doesn't matter.
No, I said he's in the NFL, though. The guy's a player.
Beast.
Guys, but he went to the Chiefs. He's dog. Absolute dog.
Of course.
King Felix. That was a tough morning. That was a tough flight home. That was in Oregon. It was early. It was dark. What do you want from me? What a time. Some of those scenes are amazing, Kirk.
Amazing.
Legit. I'm serious. Like, that Oregon thing, it was pitch black whenever we started that show. Not even a thought of the sun coming up.
Just the smell of weed in the air. That's all you could smell.
What?
Yeah. Seems like a.
Yeah, at Oregon, they're big on that, I think.
Well, I do believe they're certainly with it. And then Montana, same thing.
Oh, yeah.
That place, Kirk. I can't wait. How many? Okay.
That was cold.
Cold. That was like
I think that was minus 10. And we just sat there 3 hours, no movement.
And we have to. Sorry, we got to get rid of the heaters on the bottom on your feet because we actually need to save some stuff for like the internet, so we can do that. So we got to pull these things like 45 minutes in. So Kirk and Reese got some real nice shoes on.
Yes,
they're really, really, really
Mistake.
Yeah.
Big mistake.
I felt real smart when I looked at your guys' shoes. When I looked at your guys' shoes, I'm like, because I had some big boy.
Faldo killed it. I remember that. That was fun.
Yeah.
AJ
ripped it.
What? Look at this sweet outfit too.
Yeah, they love those people in Montana.
You're out of your mind.
I'm a big golf fan, Kirk. You know that.
Sir is his name, Faldo. They had a sign earlier in the show, and
You go to Montana.
They said, "Don't move to Montana," is what the sign. Don't move to Montana was on College Game Day, and then at the end there, Faldo says, "I just moved here like 2 months ago," and then I'm like, I don't know if that's winning over. I don't know if that's going to win over the home crowd. Herbie, we appreciate the hell.
Patty, you met his wife too, didn't you?
Yeah. We rode in the same car back to the office or whatever across that field.
Oh, Lady Faldo.
Yep.
Lady Faldo.
Yeah. Before we headed out.
I was in the trunk of the car. I was in the trunk of the thing.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And I don't know if they knew that I was in there or not. So they were sitting right in front of me, and then obviously the driver's it was an SUV.
How was that? What was that like?
Well, the first conversation they were having, I did feel automatically prone to tell them that I was there. So hey, I don't know what you guys are about to say to each other. Big jackets. Didn't really turn around. I was in the back. So they talked about.
What were they talking about?
They're talking about the show. Okay, let's not get too.
Oh, they
crazy.
loved it.
Were they supportive? Did they like it?
Yeah, super supportive. Everybody's super
Pumped to be there. Questions he knows the answers to.
Well, Kirk has heard the story maybe before, and I'll leave out some parts for sure. But it did get to a point where I was like, "Whoa, hey, good work, good work." And then hopped on a plane and got out of there and said, "I met a guy that was knighted." Anyways, Herbie, we appreciate the hell out of you. Thank you for taking time. Please send our love to Zach. I assume or hope that and let him know that his brother, Jake, is really committing completely to the role that he has here at our show. And we are incredibly honored and thankful that we have him as an intern here at the Pat McAfee Show. And
there we go.
Taking the bull by the horns back there.
now it's a little blurry because he's always moving.
Yeah,
that's right. You know what I mean? He's always
Is
moving.
he wearing his padded pants again? I want to see him.
He did yesterday.
He had a shooting sleeve on earlier.
He and I did the
baseball.
He did the Stairmaster this morning, which is my go-to. Stairmaster.
That's a tough one. Stairmaster's tough.
I was at 186 this morning on the heart rate thing.
Wow.
Yeah, I had to get off. Yeah, I thought I was dead.
Do you do like a hit? Do you go up for like 30 seconds or a minute, then down, or?
So this is what happened, Kirk. This morning I woke up, felt like a little baby back bitch. Didn't want to work out. Didn't want to work out. Felt sore, felt tired.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do it. So I came into the office and I'm like, all right, going to work. I walked around 15 minutes delaying the inevitable. You know what I mean? Like anytime.
It's coming.
Anytime coaches are like doing sprints, I am certainly trying to give us a little bit more break time.
Sure.
Okay, I am trying to work this whole thing.
Ask questions.
I'm kind of extending the time here so I can catch my breath. I feel like I'm doing us all a favor, but there has been times where it's backfired and all of a sudden we get less time because I'm talking. And those are rough nights afterwards, with everybody that I've affected. But I walked around 15 minutes, I got on there, and I said, let's get started on this thing. And I clicked the wrong workout. It's a touch screen, and there's two of them. And I guess I clipped this bottom one. I normally do the top one, rolling hills. Is what I do. I did one that was just a full uphill sprint.
Oh no!
And this thing, it beat the shit out of me. And I sat down afterwards. 186 was the last one, and I'm like, get me out of here. 1,400 steps, just straight up, pretty much. And
wow,
quick.
That's brutal.
I sit down. I'm dripping in sweat. Your kid comes in. Okay, Jake comes in, and he's like, good morning, Pat, or whatever. I'm like, good morning, Herbo. And I'm like dying. And he's like, today's the day I'm going to get on the Stairmaster. I'm like, I don't know if you want to fuck with that thing today. I don't know if you want to mess with that thing today. He got on there.
Yeah.
He was up at like 181. He did a whole thing.
He's moving.
He's been working his ass off, Kirk. He's in here every single morning.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been getting after
That's
it.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He's kicking ass.
Well, he loves you guys, man. He loves hanging out and working with you guys. Last year, he didn't bring his iPad or his laptop. He took 38 days of vacation.
There you go.
You guys beat him up good and taught him about the real world. And I think this year he's just like, thank you, sir. May I have another? So he's very appreciative, and I know he loves the opportunity to be around and learn from you guys.
Well, he's got great parents, great family, and we're lucky to tell him, hey, that ain't Jake.
Don't be a fucking climb.
Can't do that.
Yeah.
First of all, don't say that. Not allowed to. Should not feel comfortable saying that. Also, let's go. Good kid. Just like all you Herbstreits.
Yeah.
We appreciate the hell out of you for joining us, man. Send our love. We appreciate you, ladies and gentlemen, the face of college
Love you
football
guys.
and Thursday
See you
Night Football in the NFL, Kirk Herbstreit. All right, let's get to a break. He's supposed to be on for 15, 20.
Good.
Yeah. And a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel like a bad person because he probably was needed potentially back in the house. But on the flip side, also, let's talk about some stuff that Kirk Herbstreit knows a lot about.
Yeah. Shooting the shit.
I'm researching all
The
you.
boys.
What are you talking about? I start researching.
He's great at predicting games. He gave you, 5 wins for WVU?
No. I think I counted 3.
I don't think any.
Did you hear how Ohio State's doing this year? They're not winning at all. If we're going to go off of that.
Losers.
If we're going to go
We
off
will
of that.
see, won't we? We will see.
Well, Saban ain't going to see shit. He's going to see another natty because everybody's talking about how Kirby's smarter than Nick.
Boat racing everybody.
Yo,
If I make this one, West Virginia.
Is winning.
Now, I would like to say
What
that,
if you miss?
Well, let's talk about that.
Uh-oh.
So we let the universe tell us how that whole submersive thing was going to end yesterday.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
On this stage, with one of these balls, looking at that hoop, I said, hey, universe, I make this shot. These people that signed up and paid $250,000 each to get down into a tube 2 miles deep into the ocean with a remote controller that is worth $29 from Logitech, whose stock has since crashed completely.
Yep.
Paying $250,000 to do this. They get lost. If I make this shot, they're going to be alive.
Yep.
I made shots. Swish. Cash.
Perfect.
Thank you, universe, for letting us know. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. It is with great regret and disappointment that we tell you.
Yep.
They've run out of oxygen, officially.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's been debris found in the area in which they expected this thing to potentially be, with how fast it can go, where it was headed, and everything like that. They were saying it was 375 pounds of atmospheric pressure or something like that.
Jesus Christ.
That could have potentially imploded this little tube that they paid $250,000 to go into so they could see the Titanic through a window that was this big and a screen that was this big. Here is an example of something that one atmospheric pressure. That's one.
Okay.
Times that by 375. That was allegedly, we can assume, what happened and how they ultimately lost their lives in this tube down there. We have certainly talked about this in a manner that not everybody else has talked about it. And the reason why is we don't need whites doing dumb shit like this anymore. Okay? You looking through all the history of the people that have signed up for this thing.
No blacks.
I don't think so, Pac-Man.
I don't think so either.
I do not think so.
No.
And whenever you make dumb decisions and choose to do things like this, there is a chance that the consequences could be dire. The consequences could be huge. You could lose your life. And we need to be reminded of that sometimes whenever people are with the fuckeries and with the shits. These people signed up for this. They knew what could happen.
Exactly.
And if they had a brain looking at it, they should have expected it to happen. It did. They're dead. Rest in peace.
Yep.
Did they see the Titanic before it blew up on itself? Is my only question.
No chance. No chance.
I hope.
I do not think so.
You don't think they were potentially...
An hour and 45 minutes in, they lost connection. That's probably when it all happened. Yeah.
So how long you think it took them to go? It's what, 2 miles down? How long you think it take them to go down?
A long time. It's supposed to be like an 8-day thing.
No, 8 hours. Total trip.
Yeah. How long you think it take to go down there, AJ?
I don't know, but they don't know exactly where it is. So the ship above has to kind of send relays of where, hey, go 100 yards to the right. They got to send a little text.
I'm tired of people telling me not to laugh at this. These fucking idiots should not have done this.
No.
Okay, this is like if somebody ends up dying because they walk down range at a gun range and they're holding the drink and they're like, I can dodge bullets, and they end up dying, I'm going to react the same exact way.
Yep.
Just so we're all clear, okay? Just so we're all clear.
Trying to stop future events like this happening.
Yeah, know that shit can happen.
Yeah.
You know, some people like live in this world. Oh, nothing's gonna happen to me. Nothing's gonna happen. It can. Things can happen to you. This isn't a movie. This isn't the internet. Oh, that'd be fun to go see a Titanic. I'd be able to tell a story forever. The photo I get from this little hole would be awesome. Oh, what is the bad thing? Well, they say it can die, but NASA, Logitech. A writer for The Simpsons did it last year.
All the big players.
No big deal. Yeah, you can, and you will. Don't do dumb things anymore. Let's get to a break.
Good luck finding that thing, too, because if that atmospheric pressure is the real deal, good luck finding a fucking thing the size of a sugar cube in the ocean, because that's how much that thing got smushed down to.
That train.
That's absurd.
With the robot, too. They're not sending people down there right now to get
I did see the internet say, at least they went quickly.
So it's not a drowning, right?
No.
I think that's
crushed by pressure.
Squished.
It's like
Instantly.
garbage.
Yeah, exactly. Garbage chute, like
Which
a bug.
would be much better than just sitting down there stuck somewhere until now.
I assume there was a couple terrifying hours. I don't think it went very smoothly.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because this point was brought up earlier by Bill. So even if they somehow figured out how to navigate it with the broken controller, and they were able to get it back up to the sea,
Can't get out.
They couldn't get out.
Yeah.
Only outside in.
Yep.
No chance.
It's got to be the dumbest thing in the world.
It's a jail cell. You're actually going into a jail cell. Can I unlock it? No, only from the. That's a jail cell. That's a cop car. Jail cell.
Yep.
You still suffocate.
Much
too.
worse.
You make it to
Much
the
worse
air.
than a jail cell.
Yeah, because you're eating your meat.
Yeah, it's smaller and more people.
Farting the whole time, too.
Oh, one dumper? Oh.
That's it.
Who took the final dump in there? That's another question. You know?
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
I assume as they got squished, they all shit at the same time.
We don't like that humans lost their lives.
The one dude's stepson is all broken up about it.
Yeah, he went to Blink.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
He's getting help, though.
Then he sent
Asked the
some...
girl to sit on his head.
Yeah.
Sit on his face or
Yeah.
something.
Well, yeah, he wanted to feel what it...
Yeah.
wanted to feel a little...
Bring him back to his father.
I see. Yo, yeah. Don't say I'm toxic.
In fairness, she asked. He just volunteered.
Yeah.
True.
Who wants me to sit on their face? Me, I do.
I'm going through some stuff. I don't know if you heard.
My dad's missing.
Not just missing.
Yeah. Dead.
One's for West Virginia.
Okay.
So although the universe was wrong about the submersive thing, it'll be right about this one. If I make one of these three, West Virginia's going into Happy Valley beating Penn State.
Okay.
And then guess what they're doing to the Dukes? Sorry about it. Then Pitt, and then bang, rattling off 9 to 10 straight.
And if you miss,
We'll see you at the Gator Bowl.
If you miss, probably 2-10, 3-9,
How many games?
12.
Boom, West Virginia. Oh no.
Okay.
Here we go.
Two more.
The universe. Hey, you weren't right yesterday. Let's fucking tighten up.
Okay.
Right.
Oh yeah.
There go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay.
Fucking 6 games now.
It might beat
4
Duquesne
and
now.
8.
God damn it.
Might beat Duke. Take a break. All right, everybody needs to kind of realign and focus on reality. Okay. If Neil Brown loses to the Duquesne Dukes,
I know you're all
We
taking
better not
shots at
fucking
West
lose to the
Virginia, but it
fucking
feels
Duquesne
like
Dukes.
I'm getting secondhand shots here.
Well, you got,
Duquesne, bro,
yeah,
it's
you're
football.
FCS.
You're an Ivy League school.
Your
What do you
all-time
mean?
leading receiver there.
Yeah, and sack artist.
AJ, fuck off, dude.
What? You said you were a great receiver. I watched you go through the blaster digs. That was a compliment.
No, it wasn't.
You look like Kenny Pickett, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, if I make this, natty
Okay.
for West Virginia.
Okay.
Here we go.
Neil Brown.
Nick Saban is what Herbie said?
Yeah.
Yep.
Neil Brown is the new Saban.
Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, yeah. West Virginia's winning the national championship. That means to celebrate.
Wow.
Spend the next 5 minutes thinking about what you're going to do. When Neil Brown is up there on that fucking stage with the confetti falling on his visor. And West Virginia's doing their thing. Kendrick Perkins will join us in about 8 minutes on the other side of this break, talk about the NBA draft, and we'll take some more phone calls. You are the best. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. Take 5. We're about to break some news. Ladies and gentlemen, a franchise has called to its fans to find a new logo for their team. Cleveland Browns said we need a new dog logo. We put an elf in the middle of the field, and people had a little bit of a backlash because we have the dog pound. We are dogs. Now we need a new logo. So they said, hey, any fans want to go ahead and draw one? Go ahead. They have 2 finalists, ladies and gentlemen. One fan created, one internally created. And it is now time for the Cleveland Browns fans to learn their fate of the next dog logo. Bringing in the box that will obviously tell us what is the winner is Brownie the Elf.
Wow.
Brownie!
Brownie get here.
Does he talk?
Brownie,
No.
they just staring each other down. I do not believe he speaks. What's going on?
Stand up, Diggs. Come on.
Drum roll, please! Replacing the elf! Trust me, Johnny, always be a place for you. Always be a place. Sorry, Brownie! Wow! Generated dog logo. So this is a dog by a dog for the dog.
Hell yeah. Rated in wheat, Brownie.
Suck it.
Oh, let's go shake their hands.
Oh.
Let's go shake their hands.
Oh!
Truce.
Okay.
Hey, that was fun to see. Good AFC Northwest.
Oh,
Oh, Brownie said last word. Brownie, in the elf community, how high are you in the hierarchy of elves? At the top.
Not more than Harry Potter.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What about the cookie elves? They're pretty hip.
Whoa.
What does a Brownie the elf eat, if you have to guess?
Poop.
What do you eat? I don't know. What do you do?
Brownies.
What is it?
Did Brownie wear the whole situation all the way here from Cleveland, you think, in the car?
What do you mean this is every day? This ain't
Yeah.
a situation.
Yeah, he wakes up.
He said
It's like,
this is a costume. AJ said this is a costume, potentially, and you're not an actual elf. That's what AJ said.
No, AJ.
No, not me.
AJ's up
AJ
there.
Hawk.
Right there.
That guy.
Yeah.
Right there.
Flip him off, Ronnie.
Yeah, let him know.
Come on, tell him.
Oh! Brady didn't eat. He eats bugs.
Yeah, he picked your bogeys.
Yeah, elves love picking bugs.
Yeah, they big. Is that the second favorite thing he eats, I wonder?
Oh, yeah, because
bugs.
Bonnie's number 1, bugs number 2.
Bugs 2.
Dog poop around the stadium.
3. Yeah.
Dog pound.
Yeah. Yeah. For the dog.
He thought he was getting
Dog pound.
Ladies and gentlemen, okay, here we go.
That's not a free throw,
Right
though.
in front of the free.
Buddies here, Brady.
Oh, but that's it. You lose.
No.
Stroke.
Oh!
The runner.
All right, since you made it on the second one, we'll go 20 people, $500 because Brownie's an absolute baller.
That boy Brownie.
Since November of last year, the Chiefs are 20-2 against all other teams other than the Bengals. They're 0-3 against the Bengals. This team is beloved by that city for good reason. They're tough. They're explosive. Defensive side, they ripped the ball out of Travis Kelce's hands.
Oh, yeah.
There's some dogs out there running around. It's a fucking miracle that the Bengals have been able to do what they've been able to do. They just got an indoor bubble this past offseason. This is the first winter that they've been able to go in a bubble to practice.
Yeah.
Just in case a fucking blizzard comes through Cincinnati, Ohio. This team didn't even have a fucking sponsor for their stadium until this year.
They're running with P. Ryan right now. He's their second string running back. He's unbelievable. And yeah, here's T. Higgins. But they get Jamar back. They're getting Joe Mixon back.
Hurst was on the sidelines, I think.
Hurst.
So hopefully he comes back or whatever. You got a guy he is an Ohio fuck.
Yes.
Playing quarterback who's incredibly tough, confident, and talented. He is obviously the leader of that team and how they go. And they're going to prove to be able to win for the long haul here because they got a guy at quarterback and they got multiple positions around them that are very, very tough. The offensive line seems to be figuring it out. Beginning of the year, we didn't know if this brand new offensive line where you got new security in town, ain't nobody going to touch you anymore, if they were going to be able to be worth a fuck this year. They seemingly are. P. Ryan coming together is huge for them. He has a different running style than Mixon.
Oh, yeah.
He's a different player than Mixon. They're going to be able to probably put them both back there at some point. This team is fun to watch. They get a massive win over the Chiefs, who listen, Travis Kelce doesn't get the ball ripped out of his hand. That doesn't happen.
Sometimes I don't know how you hold on to the ball. Like, you got to get down as fast as you can. Kelce started to try to get down. He realized, this one feels like it's coming out. He's trying to go down right there. He's trying to get that knee down.
Bro, yeah, and he was real close, too. They ran a replay. It was very close. Not close enough, obviously. The ball did come out. I think we all agree
His
on
arm
that.
is right in there. He probably pulled the tip right out of there. Jeez.
That guy's arm, you get 5 points of pressure is like, hey, we need a hand, obviously the back end of the side of it, put it against your tit high and tight or whatever, blah, 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 run with this. If a guy has enough time to get his hand in, like jiu-jitsu almost, like pointing on your leg, and then like getting your hand in there, that's going to be tough to hang on. If they get the tip, it's over. No matter how many points of pressure you have, it seems like the one that really matters is the fucking back end. If they get that thing's out. What a play. That was a miscue that we're not used to seeing out of the greatest tight end of all time, statistically, Travis Kelce. Then Bucker misses a kick. What a game. I mean, we've been waiting for that type of game for a long time. Two teams living up to expectations, playing great football against each other in a fantastic environment. That was a playoff game we got to watch yesterday.
Hey.
What?
Let's go. This show fucking stinks. And the fact that you listen, we are very, very thankful for it. AJ, never cease to amaze me with your toxicity, pal.
You got a couple of these?
God damn it!
What the fuck are you doing?
Fuck Boston.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our humble abode, the Thunderdome, on this NBA Draft Thursday, June 22nd, 2023. Hour 3 of this program starts right now.
Sports!
That's AJ Hawk. Sports are happening tonight in the NBA Draft. The Toxic Table is here at Ty Schmidt and at Boston Connor, rocking a brand new mall. Proud.
Great to be here.
It looks good, bud.
I know. I'm happy with how it held up. I need to get that spray.
People see that thing walking around.
Really?
Yeah, you know how like those big caps started happening?
Sure.
And everybody like looks at what the fuck is that? I think when you walk about town with that thing on your head, people are gonna say, what the fuck is that?
Oh, it's like a big cap.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, like Brian Robinson's friend, right?
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
ones? Yeah. Those big ones?
Yeah, I think you're gonna turn some heads with that helmet you got right now.
Okay, yeah, we'll keep it going then.
We'll see if it's a state fair champion mullet.
I don't know about that. We're gonna have to grow this thing out.
You're getting there.
Yeah, if I want to do that, I gotta really commit to this blow dryer.
Are you going to put some crinkles up there, or are you going to wear it straight every time? Just
I don't know. So I actually, it's
crinkles.
Funny you say that.
You know, like the back part, like how you got it wavy in the back. You know, maybe
Is that natural, Con?
What, the back or the
Your
front?
curls. I mean, those natural curls are
my hair
amazing.
is very curly, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of difficult with sometimes the frizz of the whole thing.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing because you did just have just long hair straight back.
Yes, exactly.
For a long time.
For 20 of those 22 months.
And you look cool. I mean, you looked really cool.
I also enjoy having the long hair. But yesterday I tried it out, yeah. I can still bun the back, which I appreciate.
Yeah, we did see that. You kind of let them all go to sleep yesterday after the show.
Yeah, exactly.
One half of the Hammer, Dahn, Cowboys, Tone Diggs is here. A lot of money was changed whenever Shams came on earlier. Any other movement in the NBA draft for this evening?
So it's kind of settled back down as far as the draft. It got all the way up to, we saw it like 900. It settled back down on all sports books around 300. And then the Twins are the favorites to go number 4 and number 5 overall after Scoot and Brandon Miller. Then it's the Twins.
Are you talking about Amen and Asar?
Yes, Ahmed is the favorite to go 4th, and then Asar is the favorite to go 5th overall.
Amen for both of them.
Hell
Honestly,
yeah.
congratulations to the parents. Hell of a night tonight.
G-Leaguers.
14-year NFL vet Pac-Man Jones is here. Shout out, Pac. How's it going, pal? What's all this talk about this West Virginia football team going on?
I don't know, man. But we hitting them shots, so I'm going with the shots.
Yeah, the universe says we're winning that.
The universe said we're going to win.
The talk about West Virginia is that they've been absolute dog shit for the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. That's what the talk is.
Let's go to the 5 Energy phone line here before we get our big Perk on the show. Cannot wait to chat with him about tonight. Let's go to Jack in Chicago. Jack, what's going on, pal?
Oh, no.
Again.
Not again.
Let it go.
We have to listen.
Yeah. You see if he confesses to murder or something.
If it's not going to work the day of, though, it's probably not going to work.
What about the next day?
This doesn't work for Chicago.
We'll try it again next June and see what happens.
Hang up on this guy. Hang up on this guy.
Wait a minute.
What are you going to do?
What is he playing? Where was he?
Might be a parade. He might be putting together a festival. Let's remember.
What city? We should warn the city.
He's in Chicago.
Come on, Zeke.
He might have been setting up a parade.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too.
Jeez Louise. We need not do that anymore.
When you call in, don't be talking to other people. Okay? Jesus Christ, get ready.
What was that the other day? The person was with a therapist.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Dude, we're going to find out about somebody cheating on somebody. I mean, it's going to happen.
Oh, yeah.
How am I going to tell her, bro?
That was uncomfortable.
Or we're going to hear somebody cheating on somebody.
Oh,
they're going to put, while they're waiting on hold, and they think they're still on hold.
Oh, and you think they're going to try to do a little slippity-doo-dah, slippity-a.
Jeffrey Tubin.
Let's go to Mike in Indianapolis. I know Mike's not up to any of the fuckery. What's going on, Mike, on the 5 Energy phone line?
Pat Boyce, Connor's mullet. How we doing?
Hey, nice. Like this. He's talking to us right now. Not to anybody else about a parade maybe planning.
Yeah.
So a little baseball talk, but not really.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so sorry, Mike. Hold on, Mike. We have to get this out.
Mike.
I think I got this.
I'm thinking Jackson terrible. We got to put you back on hold. I am so sorry, Mike.
I'm worried about Chicago.
Jackson.
Me too.
Everybody keep eyes on Jacks around Chicago this weekend.
Please.
Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man that was drafted out of high school in the first round of the NBA. He's obviously become an electrifying analyst on ESPN every single day. His voice is synonymous with hilarious takes. Some people think he's racist. We think he's awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Perk. Richard Jefferson.
Again?
Richard Jefferson's not racist, I don't think.
No, I'm not. But that was the best intro I have ever heard. Can someone send me this? Someone send me that for social? All right, listen. I'm passing to the phone to the least attractive member of our studio crew.
Oh, Perk, you didn't deserve that. Big sexy. I know people like the Big Perk. Everybody knows that. Hey, Perk, what's going on, man? How are you? Big draft day. What are the vibes? Are you guys in a production meeting? You got big night tonight? Are you on TV for 10 hours? What do we got?
Well, no. I'm actually not on TV for 10 hours, but I do have to work 4 hours with Richard, which makes my damn skin crawl, but it's part of it. He's a co-worker.
Yeah, I understand that. Dog ears. People say that about me whenever they got to work with me. Richard Jefferson came on the program the first time, tank top.
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember, looked good, looked sharp, properly jocked.
I didn't get the memo, but the next time I will.
No.
I do not want this man in a tank top.
Damn. Dude, his head popping into the screen, a pan thing. I mean, that was fantastic. Next time, though, he didn't wear one because I think he was told he's not allowed to, Perk. So don't get yourself in any trouble. I mean, that's on you. That's not on us.
Stay in the principal office.
Yeah, exactly. Red carpet. Come on up to the carpet. We have a question for you. Drafted out of high school to the NBA, obviously. And right now, a lot of the conversation around NBA drafts is like the projected ceiling of this player. What's the projection of this person? He can't shoot now, maybe as good as somebody else, but in 2-3 years, because how young guys get drafted, they can really develop. For you, how important is that? And how do you find out who is potentially going to be able to develop and who's not going to be able to develop? Is that easy to figure out or difficult?
Well, I think it all plays a part of where you get drafted. If you get drafted in the lottery, then they have a high ceiling for you, and you're now projected to do big things. But if you're a young guy getting drafted, late first round, now they didn't have some successful late first round guys that have become MVPs, all NBA players, but it's all about finding your niche. Once you get outside of the lottery, it's all about finding your niche because a lot of young guys have a problem with changing their role, right? Because from every situation each guy that came from, they was the man. Hell, I was the man. I broke all Shaq records in Texas. I averaged 29, 16 box. I mean, I'm not trying to brag here, Pat.
No,
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just keeping it real.
Making a case.
Basketball, it is what it is. But when I got to the league, I had to realize that's not who I am. And it takes a mentor, like I had one in Danny Ainge and Doc Rivers to tell me, hey, Perk, look, this needs to be your role. You can either try to be an all-star and have a short NBA career, or you could be the best version of yourself and play 10-plus years. So I took their advice, and I ended up playing 14.
Hell yeah, congrats, and now you crush it on TV. Buying in is a real thing. It happens in all professional sports. I'd assume as teenagers coming into the NBA when there's only so many spots has to happen as well. Go ahead, AJ.
Perk, the number one pick tonight, obviously Wemby. Everyone's talking about him like the perfect prospect, doing all the right things. How do they build a team around him that kind of suits his talents the best?
Well, was hard. I mean, one, he's 7'5" or 7'3", whatever it is.
7'5".
7'5". He could tie his damn shoes standing straight up with his long arms. And I just think with him, it's like, okay, do you go out and get a traditional point guard to be able to set him up? I think that's the first step, right? You go back to the traditional point guard, the guys like Jason Kidd, Rajon Rondo, Chris Paul, right, to set him up to get the ball to him in his right spots so he's able to flourish. Now, because of his skill set, and we done seen him give people the heads, the in and outs, the step back 3-point shots. So it's not hard to really fill in the gaps when you have someone this skilled and this talented. So like for example, us two, maybe RJ and maybe we'll take Stephen A, for example. We could go fill in the gaps around him, and we probably could contend for a title.
Hey, AJ's tough in the paint. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I could tell. He's real strong in the neck.
Yeah.
He's real strong in the neck area. I could tell.
Yeah, he's from Ohio. I assume you can figure that out when you look at his face. It's like a home plate right here, just perfectly chiseled. And then the neck, he's ready to fuck some people up if he has to, but also incredibly athletic. He's
right.
smacking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He's smacking the wood. We'll give you some minutes, but it does appear as if everybody that knows basketball, I don't know who that person is. I don't know how many years they played in the NBA. It's right over your left shoulder there. But everybody that knows basketball, even the ex-players that could potentially be a little jaded, right, and say, like, this guy, like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
Everybody's saying the same exact things. Wemby is just different, huh? This is just a different situation?
I'm sorry, Pat, what you said?
Even it sounds like nobody is like hating on Wemby in the basketball world. Like LeBron.
You can.
Okay.
You can.
It's like that.
I mean, what can you say about him? The only concern that you could have is that he's 7'5", and we saw what happened with guys like Yao Ming. How like durable is he gonna be, available for his injuries, his body and things to that nature. But you shouldn't have no concerns. Anybody that watch him play, what concerns do you have? He has an excellent skill set at 7'5". He can shoot the damn basketball. And this is the amazing part about Wemby to me. His shot blocking ability. And I'm not talking about around the basket. I'm talking about the way he's able to cover ground and like block shots at the 3-point line. That is very, very impressive. He can anchor a defense all by himself. He's probably going to be the only guy in the NBA that could guard the pick and roll and the paint at the same time and don't be involved in either one of them.
That's just on both sides of it. I assume that is the dream amongst you guys that are 6. How tall are you?
I'm 6'8.5", but I lied a lot because I wore 3 pair of socks to get about 2 inches and orthotics.
Okay,
you know what I mean. So I always tell people I'm 6'10.5", but I'm really 6'8".
Yeah, and I wear cowboy boots. You know what I mean? I wear cowboy boots and I'm 6'4". You know what I mean? So I understand where you're coming from. But let's say you're lying with the orthotics and the multiple socks. You're 6'10". He has 7 inches on him.
Yeah,
like
absurd.
So I would assume that's the thing. Like if I was 7'5", and then here comes a guy who is 7'5", and it seems like he understands it all too. Like what he's been blessed with, what he has the capability of doing. It seems like he is wise beyond his years. I can't wait to watch him. Pac-Man has a question for you, Big Perk.
What up, Big Perk?
What's up, Pac?
What's up, baby? Hey, what would be your best advice for him to buy first? He's fucking 7'5". Is it a car that he can fit in? I'm just trying to. I just want to know.
First check.
Yeah.
I want to know because I'm just saying, Shaq, all his cars are like what?
Buicks, right?
They're all
So, Pac, first of all, I'm gonna text you so I can send you my address so you can actually send me that pack. Okay, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But
hey, it's good. It's good, Perk.
Yeah. But then secondly, he shouldn't be driving no damn car. Like if I was look, people knew. I guess the high powers knew not to bless me with a real elite skill set and make me that guy. Because it's nowhere in hell I will be driving any damn well. Hell, I don't even know if I will be walking anywhere. I probably would be getting carried around. So I don't want to hear about him driving in no car. I know he should have about 10 sprinters lined up. He should be getting shuffled around. Like this guy is like do you know how much money he's about to make the NBA? San Antonio Spurs.
Hey, every single arena. We went to Pacers, Mavericks last year towards the end of the year. Everybody was there at that point for Luka. I mean, I didn't know that's how the NBA is. And I guess we got a taste of it with the Heatles, where everywhere we go, we sell out. And that's kind of how the NBA makes their business. But when we went to that Pacers-Mavericks game, it was like that entire place was there for the Mavericks. They were there for Wemby is going to be an attraction in every single arena. He's going to be a billionaire, Perk. There's a real chance he's going to be a billionaire. Now, last question, this is a big deal because there's another guy that could be a billionaire and seemingly eating and fucking his way away from all of it. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Perk, when you look at a guy like Zion, we've seen all the bullshit in the news and know what's going on with him. And then everyone's saying that, hey, there's a chance that they're looking to move him. A couple different teams have been mentioned, but then nothing has really kind of come to fruition. Do you think the Pelicans are going to get rid of Zion? And is that the best possible scenario for his career? Like, does he just need to get the fuck out of New Orleans?
Well, I've been said that the Pelicans need to move on from Zion because they have started to develop a culture there under Willie Green and David Griffin and the young guys that they drafted. Brandon Ingram is special, and Zion is never available. And we already know that he has a eating problem. He can't control himself because it shows throughout the course of the season. Every offseason, we praise him about Zion looks good. He looks in phenomenal shape. And as the year goes on, he continued to pick up pounds. And that's why he have those injuries. Now, with everything else transpiring with the off-the-court issues, that's a whole nother situation. Here's the problem that a lot of young guys have in today's game. They think that the NBA needs them. The NBA don't need a damn person. Let me explain why. I watch Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Allen Iverson. We watch all those guys retire and walk away from the game, and guess what? The NBA just keeps going. And so when I look at what Zion is doing along with Ja Morant, those guys really need to have a wake-up call, man, because it could really be over for them. It could really be to a situation where it's like, man, that kid had so much potential. He could have been one of the best to ever do it. But, they off the court action. So guess what? If Zion don't get it straight in his next destination, because I believe that the Pelicans will trade him eventually. If he don't get it right, I'm going to say the same thing that I said about Ja. They both could find themselves out of the league.
Yeah, it's crazy because in the NFL, it's like you're a piece of gum. And when your flavor's up, guess what? Yeah. Actually spitting it out and then just going and getting another one. And that one is going to be more profitable than it's ever been because the way the NFL is going. Same with the NBA. I hope they realize that. Sometimes it's too little too late. I think for both of them, they got a shot. Let's go, Zion.
Come on, boys.
Let's go, John.
And real quick, but can I add this? Let me add this point. I want y'all to look at the way that the NBA is trending. Our last, 5 MVPs have been international players. Yeah. Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, no particular order, okay? When you look at the top 7 players that are in the game today, 4 of them are international players. We're talking about the NBA draft today. The guy that's going number 1, the guy that's going to be selling out arenas, Victor Wembanyama, international players. We have to realize that the competition is deep, and the international players are taking over the game of basketball. And my grandpa always used to tell me, iron sharpens iron. And so if we don't get it together, guess what? If I'm a GM of a team, I'm putting all my faith, all my trust, and to go get an international player that's 7 foot, that I know is going to do the right things, that's not going to cause distractions outside of basketball, that's going to be available, that's going to make sure he's a true professional, and I could give him the keys to this Rolls Royce, and he's going to drive it, and he's not going to get stopped by the police.
And he's going to park it and hop in a wooden crate 4 feet behind a horse's ass in Serbia. That's real deal. Perk, that's a great take. That's a great conversation, actually, to see how the NBA goes and projects. We can't wait to watch you tonight. You crush it. Please tell Richard Jefferson we said hello and the whole crew.
I will not.
Okay, perfect. Ladies and gentlemen, Big Perk. Appreciate you.
Yeah, Perk!
That is interesting to think about.
Yeah.
The
valid
MVPs are all international players.
Yeah. And the top 7, like you said, you throw Luka in there. It's crazy. Those 4 really are the top.
Well, it's like the same thing with Jokic that we're talking about with Wembanyama. Like, you can see his mindset.
Are you okay?
I'm okay.
Perk needs to say his name 100 times today.
He does, because it's a tough name to pronounce.
They need to figure out how to get Perk in a position to say Wembanyama.
Wembanyama
100 times today on ESPN.
Need it.
If they don't do that, I will consider this draft a fail.
But those international guys, like, coming from not growing up in the U.S., like, you can see how basketball does come first. Like, they care about basketball more than all the other bullshit, and that's why those guys have been so successful.
We just seen dudes in the dresses the other day playing basketball. What was that?
Monks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dresses.
The dresses. Yeah, and that is basically international.
Number 1 for them, too.
Basketball.
They had some fucking skills, dude.
They're all wearing the same dresses, though.
They're balling.
It's them being able to realize who they were dishing it to without passing. Because you see some guys in the NBA pass it to the bench.
Yeah.
These guys are all wearing the same exact dresses on the court and off the court, and they're fucking no-look.
That finish right there.
Gary V would never let that layup happen.
Now, Gary's fouling the shit out of that monk.
Send that monk to hell.
Are we sure this isn't like the N1 tour? Just put on these.
That was not hot sauce. That was not the professor.
Look at the background. It's beautiful.
That was meditative Matt, the monk. Just
look at the court.
Is that grass?
I thought they go monastery to monastery as a tour.
Now this one.
Teaching the game.
Yeah, but the
tips.
What
Sweet
a follow.
I'll tell you what, in the NBA, they're probably catching a couple elbows to the face, but nonetheless, really do appreciate the way these guys, and wait till they're introduced to slam ball.
Yeah, exactly. It'll change the game.
Shout out to these monks.
Shout out.
to these monks.
That international thing is the same as the G League, though, just to a bigger level because there's actually a shit ton of fans, and you're getting that like hostile environment.
The NBA don't care where the players are coming from.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So, like, to Perkins' point about how, hey, let's, for the good of like American basketball almost. Let's like tighten up and start doing a little bit more. It's like the NBA if we're getting a guy from France who's 7'5", unbelievable.
Yeah, perfect.
We don't care.
Right.
We get a guy from Serbia who's 6'11" and can hit jumpers and everything like that and doesn't even, I don't want to parade. Like, we'll get him.
Yep.
They don't care about it. All you're doing is bringing a new country in.
Uh-huh.
And then NBA fans are still going to watch the ridiculous shit that's going on. It's a fascinating time over there in the NBA. Hopefully they will figure it out. Speaking of fascinating time, two of the most influential and richest men on earth are going to fight each other in a cage in Las Vegas.
Here we go.
So Elon Musk was proposed a question, I do believe, if he would fight Mark Zuckerberg. He said, yeah, I'd fight him if he'd be down. And then Mark Zuckerberg came weaseling into his Instagram story and he said, send me location, because we know that Mark Zuckerberg is the man who was wearing flippy floppies and founded Facebook while he was in a house in Harvard. And he got sued by the Winklevi. And during his lawsuits, he was saying incredibly clever things and basically telling the world to go fuck themselves.
That's right.
He then found himself in a position to have more money than fucking God. He was running everything. He was controlling narratives for basically all of politics and all of life and everything like that with Facebook. And then he dabbled into buying Instagram and Meta and everything else so he can really have full world control. And it wasn't enough for him. No. He started getting bored with that. He started going surfing on lakes while being all suited and booted, fighting against the sun, who's seemingly an unbeatable opponent. Zuckerberg says, I got this son of a bitch. Started going on tours, speaking tours, had to testify in front of Congress a couple different times, almost like he stepped away from the coding of the Facebook day-to-day operations in Instagram and Meta and everything else and started living. What he picked up was a black belt.
That's right. No big deal.
In jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
He had to go from the white belt to the blue belt to the orange belt to the brown belt to the black belt.
Yep.
I don't know if that's the proper order or not, but one of those orders. And every time he went up, he had to get beat by the belt by everybody else in his dojo. Zuckerberg said, I can handle this. I took on the Winklevi. Now he's competing in tournaments. He's winning gold and silver in gi and non-gi. And now he's got some other fucking billionaire piping down his throat.
What?
You think Zuckerberg and his flip-flops and black belt and nothing else, dong dangling, was going to let Elon run his trap without potentially putting him in an armbar or breaking his neck?
What?
No way.
Not a chance.
These two bazillionaires are going to go at it. I like that these billionaires are choosing to do this as opposed to the British billionaire that put himself in a tube and went 2 miles deep into the ocean.
Cool.
We are here for the 5'7", 146-pound whiz kid who's worth $100.9 billion US, fighting a 5'11", 160-pound South African alien.
Of course.
Worth $245.9 billion, either pre or post his Twitter bio. Remember, that lost a bunch of money. Seemingly doesn't matter. These two are going to battle. We're going to watch, and I can't wait for it, AJ Hawk.
Do you think it actually happens?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
What?
Yeah. Vegas Octagon, I have this great move that I call the walrus, where I just lie on top of my opponent and do nothing. You would think that with that type of move, he would be massive. But I assume in the tech world, it's a bunch of small, tiny people with big brains. That's what we have to take into account because every time Elon's pictured with somebody, he's looking down at them. He's 5'11".
Yep.
Is that what he's listed at? He looks 6'4".
Is he's only 150 pounds,
He was
really?
6'1" and then 5'11", and then he just lost 40 pounds on the Ozempic diet recently.
Okay.
Well, the Ozempic is not a diet. The Ozempic is a medication that kind of just crushes your appetite as if it's at 375 atmospheric pressure.
Yep.
It's genius.
Just like that kind of appetite suppressant or whatever. Sorry about that. Couldn't think of the word. I don't think these two will fight, but goddamn, I'm pumped about it.
Yeah.
How about Dana White doing this one when they're doing a stare down?
That'd be perfect.
Boys, come on. And Dana's
Honestly,
just
I think
actually
it could happen. I think it could happen now.
That would be a huge seller on pay-per-view.
Yes.
Are you huge? The amount of people that would buy that
That's
thing?
going on Facebook Live and Twitter Live.
Yes.
Yep.
For sure.
And they should sell it.
Is it an MMA fight, though? It'd be MMA?
Have to be.
Yeah, fight in the cage, because the walrus wouldn't be allowed in boxing.
Nope.
No. And you know what? You can act like you're going to do the walrus, but Elon might want to look at a couple videos. He's going to be on his back because Zuck has one of the most explosive single leg takedowns I've ever seen in my life.
I saw him get that guy down real quick.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
Seemed like it was moving in slow motion, but that's what jiu-jitsu is. It's
Exactly.
an art that takes time and patience.
Yep.
And that's what Zuck's known for.
Is he going gi or no gi?
I think they're both going to be completely nude.
Yeah, tarps off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything off.
I didn't know if
Speedo fighting?
Elon's definitely got the moxie advantage for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, but Zuck is quite calculated.
I don't know, dude.
Have you heard about his sexual encounters?
What?
Is that
trying
where
to
the
repopulate
walrus?
the earth? Yeah.
What's going on?
That's part of the walrus.
He's trying to have like as many kids as he can. His dad just had a kid at like 80 years old. Yeah, he wants to continue to put more people on.
Many thruples and couples.
All right, so he's boning and spreading seed. What does that have anything to do with the octagon?
Moxie.
Where
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg has already won medals,
Yeah.
and if the social network tells us anything, he'll sit right in the pocket.
That's right.
Yeah.
He'll chew his gum.
Yep.
He will not care about anything that you're saying. I think Mark has the mental edge, actually.
Absolutely.
In
Oh, yeah.
a brawl.
Yeah.
If the entrance, though, Elon by a million.
Sure.
Elon by a million. We're lights.
Yeah.
Jetpack.
It's coming
maybe.
down from space. What do you mean? It's going to be at Dallas Stadium. It's going to come down from space and fly in through the top.
Jerry Jones involved in this? Yes.
Now we're talking.
They said Vegas, but I mean, if Jerry World's opening up
Yeah.
and Dana's potentially in there doing the weight,
We got to go. We have to go if it happens. We need to go.
I forget about the alien part.
yeah,
100%.
One of these guys are coming in an Iron Man suit, by the way.
absolutely. Probably both of them. Actually, Zuck's walking in old school.
Oh, yeah.
He's no music, man.
No.
No music?
Him and his gi, probably.
He's there for business.
Flip flops.
Yeah.
It's going to look like UFC 1 when Zuckerberg's walking.
I could see him sprinting,
lot of
in,
sunshine
not even
lotion.
walking, just full sprint.
Whenever this happens, we're going to go.
Yeah, we are.
And when we go, we're going to get our tickets from SeatGeek.
Hell yeah.
The greatest ticket buying platform on planet Earth and
The moon.
That's right. If live events start happening on the moon, which seems to be inevitable at this case, you would want to buy your tickets to those events through SeatGeek because SeatGeek is the greatest ticket buying platform that has ever been created. SeatGeek scans every single ticket to make sure you're not getting catfished or fucked over. No. And they actually tell the truth about the tickets too because they scan the entire internet.
Yep.
And they give you a little green dot that says, hey, good ticket, good price right here.
Yep.
Go.
Give you a yellow dot, it's like, And then the red one's like, you're getting fucked, but if you need a ticket, this
ahead.
is certainly a ticket.
Grab it.
They try to keep it as real as possible, and they were able to survive 2 years of no live events pretty much.
Yep.
And that's for good reason. They have a good business,
What?
good people,
What?
and we appreciate the hell out of them.
Yeah.
And if this fight takes place on the moon,
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
Elon and Zuck, which could take place, we'll buy our tickets to that through.
I would not be going with y'all if it's on the moon. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you're right. The whole, we just learned with this Titanic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Possibly
that's
Mars.
But we still can buy the tickets.
That's also a two.
Space is safer.
Is it?
I don't know.
More people have been there than
True.
down in the ocean.
Oh, no.
For what reason?
Oh, no.
we
Here we go.
I'm not getting into this. I'm not doing it. Not today. Anyways, SeatGeek still has the 15% off all NFL tickets link live in our description right now. We are just
77 days away from NFL football.
Now is a good time to buy a gift of an NFL ticket.
What?
Maybe plan ahead with an NFL ticket.
What?
Oh, that September 11th game in New York.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's going to be
Buffalo.
electrifying between the Jets and Buffalo.
Oh, yeah.
And if you start looking at the schedule, there's some sweet, hey, let's go to that. Let's go to that. You should buy those tickets now through SeatGeek. Use the link in our bio, and 15% will be automatically applied to your purchase on all NFL tickets. Shout out to SeatGeek. We appreciate the hell out of them. That's good leverage media right there.
Hell
So
yeah.
good.
That's the name of the company that sold that deal. Ticket Stooge.
Great company.
He's doing it.
Yeah. They got great leverage. It's like AJ Hawk in the hole.
SeatGeek.
SeatGeek's the deal. The more and more information we hear, the more and more we believe those guys are dead. Bottom of the ocean.
Oh, they're so dead.
Wait, was it a question?
It's confirmed now.
What do you mean?
We didn't know the stamina, of these humans that just say
It imploded. It imploded. They didn't.
that wasn't guaranteed. That was just
Yeah.
implosion was being implied there at the beginning. Now it is being confirmed by passengers, family members, and others. Debris discovered within the search area of the missing Titanic submersible has been assessed to be from the external body of the sub, according to a memo reviewed by CNN. So it has been. If you could go down to the bottom of the ocean in that boat,
I was just going to
I
say.
think you think about it.
Yeah, that
You know
thing's
what I mean?
sick.
Nope.
Yeah.
Pac, I'm not doing it because I don't fuck with water. I had a hole in my eardrum for too long. But if we would have been told that was the boat that they went down there and a billionaire was involved and 4 others or whatever, we'd have been like, Okay, I mean, dumb, not the way I would spend my time or money, but must be bored, do their thing. When we learned about this little minivan tube where there's no seats or comfort or anything.
Changed.
And they're just signing up to go down there with a $29 remote control. I lost all empathy. These fuckers are dumb.
Well, no certification or anything either. They just basically winging it, kind of.
Yeah, signed a waiver and then just left.
They're dumb.
It's very stupid.
That's a dumb group of people. And then Mike Rice, who's a former animator, writer, producer of The Simpsons. I guess he went down in this exact thing last year. And then the last episode that he was a part of was actually when The Simpsons had one of those things go underwater. It had a window and it was a little bigger. Homer was piloting it. And then it crashes, obviously.
Of course.
And that's like the 50th thing that The Simpsons have gotten exactly down to a detail. But we're not asking any more questions about that guy being a time traveler for sure.
No doubt about it.
For sure, AJ.
For sure.
How's he know?
Something's up. Something is up with him.
Yeah. We should maybe.
Does he know the people that were hiding behind the forklift in the backyard when the alien spacecraft landed?
But there's probably an episode of somebody telling a story about an alien being hidden in the backyard and everything like that. The Simpsons predicted the Titanic submarine situation. Obviously, there's Titanic, boat split in half, although it does have pirate ship flags in there. They're risen down. And then oxygen low on The Simpsons. And I guess they would be able to say, yeah, you just make a bunch of jokes about everything you're going to hit inevitably. We have a video that has hundreds and hundreds of millions of views.
Yeah.
No shit. That's the biggest video we've ever made, by far, of just like laying out all of The Simpsons happenstances. Something's up. Something's up. Switcher doesn't work. We can't change it.
Okay, classic.
Nice.
This is the last day with this switcher, by the way. We were promised.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it just kind of went out on its own thing.
Just saying goodbye.
Yeah. The company, no, I'm not getting into it. Let's go to the phones.
They know.
They basically said, you guys are going to have like 4 to 5 more fuck-ups for us to,
Oh, really?
Oh, is that
it's
right?
like, well, every time it fucks up, we're live. So that's 4 to 5 more times of it just not working. Right. Yeah, but if you reset and push this, that should fix what you're doing. And then, no, it doesn't. And this is the world we live in. We obviously adapt and overcome, and we appreciate everything. But it is a bit of a nuisance whenever you expect one thing and get another. But this is the life that we chose to live, AJ. We're lucky to do it.
Yeah, we're very lucky. I mean, so what? Now we just need 2 or 3 more times on air, and then bam, we're going to get it fixed?
Now we're already there. Yesterday there was 2. Like, I think sometimes I've gotten to the point where I try not to bring it up every time that it happens. But there comes a time where they can't change the cameras or do anything. We're stuck on this. So, like, and we're back.
Has to be addressed.
We're back.
There we go.
Good work, boys.
This is for... Oh, I don't even know.
Zuck and Elon to fight.
Yeah.
Yes. Boom.
Come on.
Who do you think's going to win?
Zuck.
Yeah, I got Zuck as well.
I hope they put pink slips up. Put Facebook and Instagram up. Put Twitter and SpaceX up. Let's do it.
That'd be
Why not?
Perfect.
Meet at the drag strip. Go on and fight, boys.
Oh, shit. Bonus ball.
You're taking Zuck against an alien?
Yeah, what happens if he chokes him out
You
and
said it.
Elon's
He's an
face
alien.
opens?
That's the problem.
You don't think Zuck is? Jesus Christ.
Is Elon doing any jujitsu?
No, but he is an alien, though.
Yeah,
I guess that's what...
I watched that movie. I know what Zuck is.
He could upload it.
Yeah, that movie would be a great way to say this is not a robot.
That's right.
This is how it worked.
Kind of
Did it?
He was kind of
The Winklevi. I don't know. Who
He
knows?
was kind of just very whiny the whole fucking time.
But maybe that's what they wanted him to look.
Yeah.
Did you hear him say, send me location?
Like he doesn't know.
Remember the barbecue sauce in his house?
From
track his
Khabib.
Facebook, Elon.
Pretty easy.
What'd you say, pal?
It's from Khabib. He's copying Khabib, what he did to Conor.
It's Khabib. Prick.
Okay. Yeah.
It is. He's right.
Oh, no. They're not fighting, boys.
No. It was out of 3, remember?
Yeah.
Same rules as West Virginia.
Or 4.
All right, this one's for the boys to fight. Let the billionaires fight.
Let the boys fight.
Let the boys fight.
Put the boys in a cage. Then lock that place down security-wise, because we do not need to lose both of them at the same time.
We don't.
That'd be terrible.
That'd be interesting if they were marketing the 2 of the most powerful people on earth were at the same spot at the same time. That seems... UFC President Dana White claims he has spoken to Zuck and Elon about their cage fight, and they are dead serious. Look for this to be a part of UFC, whatever.
Holy shit.
Atta baby, Dana. Way Way to get in there.
Keep it going,
It's like a southpaw. He's southpaw. How he's holding his fist right there.
He's ambidextrous.
Yeah, he goes both ways.
Oh. It should be a fight to the death.
It is.
Should be.
Why not?
I mean,
and let's not. Dana, I know UFC is going to get involved, but kicks to the dick should be allowed.
Let them do whatever they want. Eye gouges.
Biting.
Doesn't need to be sanctioned. Not a sanctioned event. Don't test them. Let them do whatever.
Extreme rules.
We're gonna reach out to our source here, see if we can get a little bit more information.
Let's go.
This is for these boys to fight.
That's right.
Like the boys.
Yes.
Got another one. Got another.
Yeah. You got one on this side. You got one on this side.
It's the new logo for the Cleveland Browns.
Sweet.
It's great.
You don't like it, AJ?
I love it. I don't know how it's different from the old one. I guess
right.
you mean from the elf?
It's fan created.
Brownie.
Whoa.
Brownie was never the official deal, though, I feel like.
What do you know?
Not much, obviously, about the Cleveland Browns and their logo.
Do you know if Elon is going to fight Zuck or not?
I would bet Elon is up for it for sure, yeah.
If I make us, they fight. Oh, no.
Yes.
Sorry about it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it wasn't really me. It was the universe.
Yeah, it was.
That's a bummer.
That might mean they are fighting.
Oh, two more over here.
That's too far to walk.
There's a whistle.
I thought that was gone.
It's calibrated.
Oh, yes.
Oh!
Great throw.
Threw that thing pretty good.
Yeah.
That's maybe the best I've thrown that ball.
That was impressive.
Unfortunately, we need a new backboard now.
It's hard to play catch with that ball, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson said, hey, you know what? Throw this and go get it. It's like a what's that Australian thing?
Boomerang?
But it never comes back.
Yeah.
Yep. Never once seen it come back.
Whistle ball.
Oh.
Right trajectory.
That sounded great.
Ew.
Let's go to the phones. It's over. They're not fighting each other.
Damn it.
Beto.
Yes. Get legs. Yeah. Oh. Did that go?
That went in, didn't it?
Couldn't tell.
No, I hit the bottom. Could have stole it, maybe. Could have said it did, but I wouldn't be able to sleep at night.
No. Still two footballs.
Why would you throw that nuclear warhead?
This one?
Yep. Yeah, what is that?
Somebody asked me if this is a double donger. It's not.
Tough son of a bitch if it is.
Yeah. Amen.
This is a missile from the USS Bowfin, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. I don't know if this was actually used on the boat, but it's certainly a commemorative item to shout out Pearl Harbor. You know what I mean? Shout out Pearl Harbor.
Remember.
Pearl Harbor.
Ain't that right, Nick?
Yeah, it's some leftover scunion right there.
Nick, when you saw this, you said Pat needs it.
Yeah, immediately.
Thank you.
It's a hell of a bullet.
Yeah. It's actually a water bottle.
What?
No shit.
Holy fuck.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? That thing's awesome.
Didn't expect that.
Can you bring it on an airplane?
Bring it on your sub.
If you want to.
TSA?
If you want to get arrested.
Yeah, you take it on your submersive, I think, and then.
Oh,
I don't have one.
Remember last time you had something out of there before you washed out the metal?
Good call.
Now where do you dump that?
That's a
Pac-Man, you thirsty?
Denora.
Oh, there you go, Denardo.
What are you so rude for?
Boy,
Pac-Man?
retarded.
He was looking.
Can't say that. Can't say that.
What
Certainly
happened?
can't.
Sorry.
Certainly can't say that. Nope, can't do it. It's all right. It's all right. You offended some people. It's going to happen. You won't do it again.
Won't do it.
Remember when Perk said "wabba yabba boba"? That was great.
It was crazy whenever he did that.
I thought he nailed it.
He was in the middle of
Webby Yabba?
he was in the middle of like a real quote, and I started cackling. Shoulders.
Oh yeah.
Foxy finally took me off the screen because he was doing a real take. I'm like, I'm in trouble here.
I mean,
What?
pretty thorough clean out.
Yeah, you have to.
Don't you think that was
What was
good?
in there?
Yeah.
What was in there?
The
You just
metallic.
don't want that metallic taste.
Yeah.
No, it's not the metallic taste. Do you remember?
Still there.
I drank chunks of something.
What about the
Oh,
top part?
well,
You're not
yeah.
using the top part?
Was that this part?
No, the other part.
Yeah, this thing? Yeah. Oh, no.
I bet that's delicious.
Drinking out of a fucking missile, bro. Nick, I think I'm going to take this with me everywhere I go.
Can you drink through the top of the missile?
Whatever you do, don't take it through that.
Oh, if you could just pop off the top of that.
Can you drink that right there?
Does it drink through there?
So I think I'm putting it in back pocket.
Oh, where are you putting that? What are you doing?
What's that?
Where are you going with that?
Fuck.
Jeez.
If someone runs up on you, you can slit their throat with that thing. Yeah.
That's what I thought, dude.
There you go. So cool.
Oh, that thing is awesome.
And then, oh, look out behind you.
Hello! There's something in there. I didn't get it all out. You should always rinse out. You should always rinse out bottles you're going to drink out of.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what we learned today.
Run through the dishwasher one
It's just
time.
like dust and stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I drank out of that thing once, chipped my tooth. It's like, what is
That was
it?
tough. Yeah, it was a little rock.
Let's go to Ryan, Denver, 5-hour energy phone line. You know, today's been quite a day. What do you want to talk about, pal?
Boys, how we doing?
Keep it moving.
Hey, big Packer fan out here. Just curious what you guys think, how different things would be if we would have hired old buddy boy John Dorsey or Elliot Wolf instead of the, big dude Scooty who...
Whoa, we don't know. Easy. Ty, you ever think about what ifs back in the day for the Green Bay Packers?
Nope. Past that.
All right, let's go to Brandon in Chico, California. Chico, I believe, is the home of the former Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers. What do you want to talk about, Brandon?
Pat, Pack, AJ, boys, how you doing? Keep it moving.
Nailed it.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
So I got 3 quick things for you guys. I wanna address.
Jeez,
Number 1, it'll be quick, I promise.
Well.
Number 1, free Gumpy.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
There.
Yeah.
Number 2, when the Broncos start winning games, can we please get Sean Payton back on the program, friend of the program?
He is friend of the program.
He is.
Yeah.
Good on it.
Yeah. And then this third one, this one really keeps me up late at night. I want to talk about 2 things of AJ Hawk's favorite things, smoking cigars and peeing in bottles under his desk.
Yeah.
AJ, have you ever burned your dong with a cigar while peeing in a bottle under your desk?
Great question, Brandon. Thank you for bringing up things that we haven't brought up.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something you've ever done? Have you accidentally ever confused a bottle for a lighter?
I mean, I appreciate this guy's creativity, but no, I do not pee under the desk, and it would be impossible to somehow drop ashes on my dong. I don't know how that would work.
While he was asking that, you did drop an ash, and I've pictured that you probably had your dong out, so I assumed you just dropped an ash on your dong.
Hey, so, hold on. What happened?
Don't you think I would react a little bit if that did happen?
No, you're
tough. No, yeah, you're way tougher
right.
than
Thank
people
you,
who
Tom.
go to
You're
the
right.
hospital for hail.
I also assume the tip of your penis is just so charred from so many ashes, dropping on there that you don't even feel it anymore.
You're callous.
I think that's a good spot for us to leave. I think that's a good spot for the show to end. Don't you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think that about covers it.
I think we've really cracked the case here.
Touch every corner.
All right, big shout out to Perk for joining us. Big shout out to Shams for joining us.
Oh, yeah.
Kirk Herbstreit.
Yes. Herbo. Love Herbie.
It's been a hell of a week. Tomorrow we got Feel Good Friday. Let's be a friend, tell a friend something nice, shall we?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Always.
All right, goodbye.